Hey everybody, what it do, what it does, what it is, what it was. It's your boy Jaguar Pie, aka JP, aka Hot Chocolate, aka Mr. 8 days a week, no sleep. And we are back. Oh no, we are here for the first time. Day one, $1,200 Rescue Esports tournament. I am not alone. I am accompanied by the voice of Reason and Barium. Talk to your people. I like that.
I absolutely love that, man. I've never felt so enshrined in the history of PUBG Mobile. To be honest, like talk to your people.
Oh,
Voice
you
of reason. No, I'm incredibly excited to kick off this finals of the $1,200 rescue tournament. Look, we've got 16 teams, 8 from Group A, 8 from Group B. They didn't intertwine with each other, so it was the top 8 from Group A and the top 8 from Group B. Now they battle up against each other over 2 days, 8 games, and it's gonna get pretty damn exciting. Like, when you really look into it, the top 3 teams from a points point of view in the semi-finals are all in Group A, whereas the 4th place is Group B. So I wonder, is that going to change? Is that going to be a trend we're going to see continue?
And that's the question, or those are the questions we're here to answer. And it's time to switch. We are on board. Let's get a little bit of a meteorology report from you, if you don't mind as well. You were so good at that, Mr. Weatherman. Let's take a look at that.
Of course, it is a sunny day outside. It's also very sunny in the skies over Wrangell, as we see the plane trajectory is looking all nice and spicy down the south, going from the west to the east. It's going to be quite tough for teams like 1218 to make their way up to George Ball. Ross Hawk is going to be in the hands of Nomad Gaming if they do manage to get there on that plane trajectory. Most likely won't be able to. Then, of course, Novo, a military base. We know Unique like to go to Novo. They'll probably claim that as their own. And teams will just start to make their way out of the plane.
Yeah, and speaking of down south, Novo might be joining the Southern Island by the favorite crisp themselves, Sweet Chili. Oh, it looks like, yeah, they are. Of course, Sweet Chili making their descent there. We know C Block to be their home, and they have fought vehemently to defend it in their qualifiers.
Yeah, no, Tochka G are actually going to go to the mainland, probably by the coastal line, maybe by the West Bridge. 1218 are going to look to drop up north. I wonder how many teams are going to go to Primorsk.
That had me a bit shook as well as we look at the first knock on the eastern edge. NASR Esports suffering a knock on Roxon and coming right back to finish what he started. L of Inside Games, formerly of Warlords, an EU finalist. And they're going to be drifting closer to his teammate Hazem over here from Team 20. He only has the mini on his back, but he's looking out the window at L, switching to the rooftop, trying to get some mini shots off. L will be passing the outskirts of Mansion here.
Look at this. This is the finals, right? So things are going to get pretty heated pretty quickly as teams try to really rack up the points early on. And then looking over in Lipovka,
oh yeah,
fight between Pain and RESQ. That's a little bit unusual in terms of normally these teams will respect each other, play for the late game, especially RESQ. But yeah, they want to fight up.
Definitely want to see them in their early interaction here. But hopefully, I think it might be damn near impossible with these two strong teams. We can see them kind of escape. I'm not a fan as we talk about those early spawn kills. But look at the spread over here. It's like a 360 mix of different teams here. And talk to me about what you see. I got to correct this real quick.
Yeah, so obviously, Pain are a lot more separated. Whereas the RESQ have them a little bit more pinched. And we've seen a knockdown come down onto Rouge. I believe Rouge was formerly 1218, if I'm not mistaken. Then Yasha does take down Coyote, so this is Pain clapping back, confirming that kill onto a member of RESQ. All the while, Moon is going to try to get the kill onto Rouge, but because he's out in the open and Moon knows and understands that Black and White is in the same building as him, as well as Yasha, it's going to be up to Marilyn and Blood to try to cover and support Moon, as Moon does jump out of the building. And hangs around the side. Krill is there now, coming out of the warehouses.
And I'm digging how Moon shifted to the front side there. You see how Moon shifted to the front, so RESQ can cover that angle. This is the only side of the building where you have Marilyn and Blood at. And the shots are coming around. Successful recovery on Rogi, paying dividends as him and Yasha wrap around that left side, confirming the first kill. Black-White dropped once again here on this left side. Marilyn and Blood are holding off their angle across the street, but we are down numerically here.
Yeah, and honestly, I kind of hate to say it, but Marilyn and Blood both didn't really give Moon
Mm-mm.
enough support. Moon had done a great job to stave off the pressure from Payne. Yeah, Payne hadn't gone full send into that building as a full squad, but at the end of the day, Moon had done a great job of just kind of creating that extra bit of time, extra bit of space, and I was expecting a bit better support, but in the end, it didn't work out.
Yeah, and
And RESQ go down to two players.
I can understand Maryland a bit. You had the shotgun, but Blood, you had the AK. It's time to apply some pressure and some suppression.
Yeah.
But what? Novo Depnoye is not alone in the hands of Team Unique. We are accompanied indeed here by the Kings. Two ultra aggressive teams here. Pretty confident. I believe both topping their qualifying brackets. Kings, if not winning theirs.
Bond on his knees. We all know that Bond loves to be on his knees, but that's normally outside of PUBG Mobile.
Oh my
However, in
god.
this game, what? That's just a little bit of shade. I love you, Bond. Don't hate me, but Kings and Unique, it's gonna be tough for Bond to recover, and in the end, he gets confirmed.
Yeah, it's going to be impossible there. As Frozen and Memphis do contain an immediate angle of untouched and thrills fresh off that backside. Maybe looking for the Overwatch, but look at the spread here airily for Team Unique. Looking to get that full square pattern. Of course, Fresh will be the other angle there, but they're trying to push in Frozen and Memphis onto the immediate duo.
Yeah, but honestly, Kings are very linear in terms of their current position right now because Untouched and Thrills are pretty close to each other, which isn't a bad thing. But Fresh is directly behind them, and on one hand, that's not a bad thing, but on the other hand, you don't really get the same amount of angles and the same amount of perspective. Whereas when you look at Unique, they're all spread out in a bit of
Yes.
a cone shape, so to speak, from Memphis all the way to Milky Way. They have so many better angles.
Exactly. It looks like they can. Every member of Team Unique has an immediate angle and even a cross angle. We saw Fresh over here on the northeast edge trying to hold off Milky Way at the docks there, but that's his sole angle. And I think he realizes that he's going to shift in and try to get angles on the immediate Memphis and Frozen opposition. And I do like that move.
Of course, Milky Way. I believe he 15 or 16 years old. Milky Way was too young to play in the PMCO. But you got to think for the future of PUBG Mobile Esports. Milky Way will be one to look out for. Souls gets knocked down, and Kings find themselves down to two players. First, just trying to clap back, but it just didn't work out.
An immediate reaction does save the lives of Memphis and Frozen after getting that knock-in kill on two Thrills. And suddenly it is down to Untouched and Fresh here. Fresh feeling the pressure, hearing the footsteps of Milky Way. He needs to do something quick because obviously he's not just standing there waiting for you to get busy. He's letting his teammates close and surround those angles. So the longer you let this transpire, the more opposition that you'll be facing.
Yeah, but here's the thing for Fresh. Like, Fresh is nowhere ready to go. If he backtracks, yeah, he's going to get a tiny, like, a minuscule amount of cover by those open, kind of, I wouldn't even know what the
shipping
them,
containers.
Honest,
Oh, the yeah, those little.
Yeah, and then he's got a tiny sniper tower, but there's no real cover. Like, yeah, okay, he can hug the blue containers and then look to join up, but he's got Frozen right there. That's what I was talking about. Unique have that blanket around King and especially Fresh in this case.
Yeah, and they're upon him as Fresh is trying to stave off. Does drop a Hajlu, but immediately the pressure is put back upon him. I'm just a bit confused. As you said, there's not too much he could have done there. He had to kind of take that fight.
Yeah.
But Untouched, I was confused there. If you're going to be gone, sure, be gone. But if you're going to stay and fight with him, your angles were absolutely inadequate. And now you're going to be forced to skate off. So.
And to be perfectly honest, I kind of don't understand why Kings landed in Novo, because they should know by now that that is Unique's home.
Right.
And yeah, okay, in the PMCO, we kind of saw them give it over to footballers once or twice, but at the end of the day, Unique are going to really come into this knowing that they are better than the rest, knowing that they want to be better than the rest, and there's no better way than protecting your own drop spot and not letting anybody else overtake that. And that's what they've done with Kings.
Yeah, and establishing that dominance for day two. So if there's any question or doubt in your heart if I should be there, they just confirm that for tomorrow. Don't come down there. And it looks like the zone has shifted over to the east, pretty centralized around Nomad, just here southwest of Mansion. We did see the early altercations, and it looks like Yaz Naya will be finding its own battle. Inside Gamers rotated up here after their immediate Mansion knock, and Sands down across the street. Pink 2-story. Dial was able to get that knock off of Kaedo, who overextended a bit to the house that we're now looking at here in backfire, trying to maintain his opposition.
It was actually Backfire that got the knockdown on Takeda.
Oh, nice cross angle.
Because he was flanking to the side, and Dale went a little bit forward, and then obviously Sands got caught out by Old Man on top of the roof of the building. But Mirza's there could be definitely the strong point for Alpha as they try to hold on, but all the while the two-man team of Dale and Sands inside the building are going to be absolutely integral for Inside Games holding on to this team fight as Backfire does reposition around.
And Backfire looking pretty productive on his counter angles. Did get the knock and thirst, as you mentioned, and now he's looking to keep the rest of Alpha back in the building until the squad is ready to position themselves in any manner that they like. Mares are moving up to that corner angle inside the broken wall here. Gonna be trying to peek off at Sands and Dial there. Needs to be careful. You have two shooters on that immediate angle. Normally, if you're quick enough, you can break the angle, stave off the barrage, but when it's double the shots on you, sometimes you just get knocked unexpectedly.
Like, on one hand, I kind of understand why we are seeing these pocket fights in the early parts of this first game, right? Because Group A and Group B, they never met each other in the semifinals, right? They played separately against 8 other teams.
Correct.
But on the other hand, you can't help but think, look, these guys should know each other. You know, it's not the first time they've danced with their opponents, left, right, and center. They should be aware, and playing for the late game is always going to be more integral, is always going to be more beneficial.
Yes. I mean, in the beginning qualifying brackets, we did give them the leeway. Hey, maybe you never played with them. Maybe you've never seen where they landed. You don't know if you'll be contested. But we've had a few brackets transpire, including your semifinals. And also, if you're a student of the game, it's just a click away. You can just go study the previous games, which you should be. $1,200, exactly. Not a joke. Not a joke.
Exactly. Some of these teams have played in the PMCO against each other. They've, you know what I mean? Like, this is just, these teams know each other.
Oh, man. What a spammer.
Down.
What a spammer. What was Sands holding there? I gotta take a look because you just got out spammed. DP, and I mean, it is a heavy power weapon, but it is kind of slow. So if you can quick spam, which Old Man just showed you he could, he beat him on that drop there.
Another member of Pain has gone down. Actually, the whole of Pain has gone down. They shifted up north from the Povka, and they got caught out by NASR in the end, so we do lose Pain right off the bat. In this game, one of the finals of the RESQ $1,200 tournament, then also Grenade by Alpha Legends got the job done on the sands of Inside Games.
Well earned, retaliating without risking your neck, equalizing the numbers here. Well, not quite equalizing, but reducing them down to a better field of play. Dial still on that immediate angle, just trying to keep them at bay and allowing Backfire to keep pushing around and looting up there. And I'm liking that. So maybe when Backfire gets his position, he can return the favor and give them an escape route.
Yeah.
Looking over in
others map, because we haven't really had to talk too much about the positions. Yeah, you mentioned about Nomad Gaming on that previous phase when it showed up. This next phase has gone down to south east, so you do still have around the outskirts of Milta, you have Milta Power, and of course the high ground above Milta, basically just down the south of SWAT 69, will be very good to hold on to for a number of these teams even.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm here on the western edge, on the plateau above school and apartments. Angry kids who live up to their name, absolutely blind fraggers, pulling up and busting down shots at half the squad pulling up to school, and the remaining of the squad still at apartments for Team Frag.
Yeah, not too bad for angry kids. Just kind of try and push Frag back, but you can't but think that might be a little bit tunnel vision, right? Because, yeah, okay, they're kind of pushing back Team Frag, but how much time are they giving for the other teams to rotate and go past them and get better locations further inside the circle? So think, angry kids, do you really want to stay onto this position until the next phase? I don't think so.
Yeah, and they actually drove more north, closer to the zone edge to hold them down here. When, unbeknownst to them, the whole eastern third of this west side is pretty clear, and it looks like the real deal, prioritizing, doing what they should be doing, but they're not. Prioritizing center mass will be holding down south here of the big green building, Walmart. Did put a couple of shots of opposition onto our CIS team, Nomad, in the distance here.
Of course, Nomad, one of the teams who went into the EU regional finals as one of the favorites. I talked them up multiple times when we got into the EU regional finals for the PMCL. I talked them up, but at the end of the day, didn't. They didn't really do the job. They didn't pull out the performance they needed, and they didn't qualify for the World League, unfortunately. So that will hurt them a bit. But no better way to bounce back, Jaguar, than by winning the $1,200
yeah,
rescue
it's your
tournament.
time. I believe that was the only CIS team not in the top 5 at the end of the day.
The only CS in
You
the
got it.
top
You got to show them you still got the Rushka in your blood. All right, go ahead and hold it down. And as you said, you have another day to kind of prove you are where you belong in the top brackets here in EU.
Of course, they say you're only as good as your last performance. That's something that I've kind of always held on to, right? That okay, it's great to kind of think about how well you've done in one point and kind of what you've achieved. But at the end of the day, when you fail in one chance or you fail in a tournament, that's as good as you are in that moment. Doesn't mean you can't bounce back, but that's the way I kind of look at it. It helps keep teams grounded in my eyes.
Absolutely. And it looks like Angry Kids did respond in kind, shifting over to the east. Pretty good positioning. I'm not mad at it. We did know there's a couple teams behind us on the west, and we didn't move in all the way. Maybe we can catch them slipping. 12-18 will be a strong and tough one to catch slipping over here to your west, but I still like the quickness with which they rotated in.
Yeah, definitely much quicker shift indeed. Although it was helped by the fact that 1-2-1-8 were rotating from a quite further location in North George, so they went over from the northwest side of the circle and then came into the location that they hold on to. Overall, a cleaner rotation all the while. The members of NGG, they are going for a really clean rotation up on the north side. Itachi being kind of the leader of this rotation coming out. Now they're going to hold on to north side, pick up a crate, and then they'll be able to move down from there and gain a little bit of information. Good rotation from NGG in this first game of the day.
Yeah, that's a classic game of Snake right there. Absolutely. From Itachi all the way to the back in Beast. They have literally perfect increments. They must synchronize swim and synchronize drive. That is actually perfect. And that's perfect spacing to both react if we want to stop and take a fight or to disengage from it. It looks like we might be brushing into Lipovka, where just Marilyn, the sole member of RESQ here, remains.
He's gonna be like, "Oh shit!"
He's like, I thought
shit.
I survived the first. I thought it was over. Is that pain again?
Don't move! You're not here. You're not here, Marilyn. You're not here.
Oh man, and we're just now brushing the northwest corner here of Lipovka. A good point to stage from, but I do want, of course, you guys to move in more to that western perimeter.
I'd love to see them send one player up towards prison just to get some kind of information between Chili Sensations and NASR are getting quite close to each other. We've seen one member to actually get a knockdown, and I believe a confirm onto NASR, if I'm not mistaken, leaving NASR down to just 2 players.
Yeah, NASR has been bouncing around this southern region, or excuse me, this middle region. Haven't had the best of ways since that early removal of Roxon at the hands of Inside Gamers at Mansion, and it looks like they've been bouncing around, understandably so, but it might just do you well to kind of hold up shop, and hopefully what you have currently is enough to defend a direct push. I don't think moving around in mid-range battles will kind of fare you too well right now.
Definitely. As we do hit the 17-minute mark of this game. Yeah, okay, we have 15 teams. That's great. That's all well and good, but something you got to take into account. You're down to 47 players. So in theory, there is a little bit more land mass available inside the circle. It's not as pressurized at some points because some teams are down to just one player and they're kind of just holding it out, hiding in the shadows as the next phase. Those once again shift down towards the southeast. NGG, they will want to quickly rotate, quickly shift down on the outskirts and build up power, maybe hold on to that compound just down the hill to get a hold on.
Marilyn is now
Right?
fighting that fight, and it is over. Did get one knock technically. You did what you're supposed to. You got one knock. However, the numbers game doing what they should and removing you. That is why it's an Instagram clip. If you do get the one before, it shouldn't happen. It's not common, so I'm not mad at you. And it looks like prison still being held down by the wardens. SWAT 69 as NASR again pushing right in between Coffin and Cosetta there. Looks like Coffin was able to get some early shots, but not drop the squad from their vehicles. Nomad setting up shop towards the logging mill up above. Should be hearing these shots and reacting in kind. Marco down from that caravan, and it looks like Ray's off of that right side will be looking to flush it out.
Yeah, honestly, very silly from rotation from NASR, to be honest. In the last 10 minutes, they've been very silly rotations. They put themselves in that pinch position between a number of teams. They had to rotate down from prison, and it was always going to be tough. And in the end, they do lose a player. Indeed, all the while, Nomad Gaming, they did make a nice, clean rotation. Not too big of a rotation, just in towards the center circle of the position, but they have Sweet Chili, Sensation, and SWAT 69 looking for them, and down goes Eclipse. Unique are there in the shadows of Shelter.
What an insane rotation from Unique. They realized the hotbed of the road they were upon down True Milta, wrapped up the Eastern Hill, and are able to hold on the east side here of Logging Mill. Well earned. We're seeing Sweet Chili come from the backside. This might be a nomadic sandwich. It's not looking too good for them. Two uber aggressive teams. Two high frackers from your east into your west. Sweet Chili is mounting their offense over here. I mean, you just can't write this stuff.
All the while, down by the edge of Shelter, down goes Alpha Legends, Tochka G, the female team, coming in and wiping down the two-man team of Alpha Legends, and now they're going to have to think about their own rotation in towards the circle. They are on the direct west, so they could most likely shift a little bit up north, but they will not want to go center, because if they go center, they're going right into the hands of Sweet Chili Sensation, Nomad Gaming, SWAT 69, and Unique.
Yeah, if I was Tochka G, even though we do know that the real deal is already holding up, I would wrap around this north side and try to make a way here instead of going through the dead center. That's all they have down there. And knowing teams will be leaking from Milta Power, this is probably the angle I would go, even though the real deal is here. Sometimes you just got to fight.
Totally agree. No, I overall agree. Yeah, because of the playing trajectory being quite a little bit down south, in theory, there should be more teams than the south side of the circle, especially because the last couple of shifts have been down the south. East, so yeah, totally makes sense for them to go up north, but let's see what they will do. They might just edge their way in towards the center circle little by little, dip by dip. However, in saying that, AK, they are looking to catch out the members of Tochka G.
Yeah, but it looks like now we have more of a push towards that center. Team Unique onto SWAT 69 here. I was digging the spread, still am, but it just looks like Team Unique able to isolate one player here from SWAT 69, and I really don't blame you. I really don't blame you for losing that player, and I wouldn't have changed that spread at all, SWAT 69.
No, honestly, you know, they've got intel, they've got information. They're only down to 3 players, so only one loss. That's not really nothing to be sniffed at. However, in the open area that they are, on the outskirts, on the high ground of prison, that is something that will play into a factor, right? Not having that fourth pair of eyes, not having that fourth player to ground them and keep them protected, that's something they will really have to think about.
Yeah, Coffin has been maintaining that heavy pressure to his south. He's been holding off a team like Nomad that has been there for the past 10 minutes or so. SLR 4 power up top. Not a common combination, but effective nonetheless. Nomad's not even peeking down this way no more. And we do know, of course, Nomad had pressure from their west, from Team Unique, and also from their east in Sweet Chili. But still, Coffin able to hold him at bay.
Yeah, and then Hamodi onto a member of SWAT 69. This is a nice rotation coming out from Frag. Tron was knocked out. Coffin is going to have to try and find the support onto the members of Frag. But you got to think maybe he's speaking too soon. Maybe he's put himself under that pinch of pressure as Razor is trying to hold on as well. But Razor gets freak. Nice for SWAT 69.
Suppression unparalleled, keeping him down at bay. That would have been a nasty flank angle, but Ray's denying him his efforts. Coffin moving up to that clear trajectory. He said the right side is now mine. Thank you, Rays. And let's have a little bit of tag team duo action here as Salman behind a skinny tree and Hamodi pressed in the dip. Utility coming forward, almost tagging Salman in the face. He's able to shift off to the left, though.
Yeah, but it's gonna be up to Hixie. What can Hixie do from a distance? He's gonna be able to fire those shots from the compound on top of the roof to give protection to the rest of his Frag team. Try and push SWAT 69 back, make them basically disruptive, allow that pressure to keep on to SWAT 69. But Nini goes into you as he realizes he needs to be that frontline support. He can't be shooting from a distance. He's gonna try and flank in from the side.
Yeah, he is. And
Flank it.
that is the best thing he had from that house. I don't know if you saw the leaves in between the trees of him and Coffin. There was absolutely nothing he could do, and he's going to go for that alternate angle. I would have liked Coffin to continue that pressure, because if he gets set up there, that's going to be a GG's, as Raises continue to clear the bow in front of them. Now Coffin putting down more pressure on Hixier's rotation. Going to shift in beautiful reaction, noting he's up above you. He's going to get in the dossier to protect that alternate angle there.
Oh, but it's not safe for you yet, Coffin. As he gets back in the police skin.
What the hell?
Hixie's gonna go for the push, but the grenade comes in. It's pre-shot. It's pre-COVID, and it knocks down Coffin.
Raise the suppressor. The beast from the east will be sweeping up. He's done a lot of action from multiple angles with that Uzi. If Hixier's aim is true with the pre-fire nade once more, this could spell the end of SWAT 69. Raise with the quick footwork, able to shift and avoid. You definitely want to deal with him here quickly before Emoti is able to link up.
Yeah, definitely 100%. You don't want to let Hamodi get anywhere near his teammate, because at the end of the day, realistically, it is a 2v1. Coffin gets confirmed. Hamodi now knows that there is Rayzed nearby. Rayzed knows that Hamodi is in an angle that he can get shots onto Rayzed, so that's something that he's going to have to think about. That is why he is proning down on the little dip of the hill, protected, holding on, waiting out. Might have to try and just disengage a little bit further.
And the zone shifteth to the southwest. Unique, the sole team in the zone, is continuing that pressure onto the south, keeping the children at bay, keeping the angry kids out in their playpen, at least to the best effect currently. And I'm digging the pressure. They're going to try to cloud the vision and sweep around, but you got to know Nomad, who's been up there spraying at the logging cabins for such a long time, will already be holding shop. If you're going up there, you better have designs for a fight.
True, but Nomad Gaming will know that Unique have also been in similar spaces, similar situation. They're in more central part of the circle, so they can catch out a couple of teams as Beast down on the outskirts of the circle.
Oh, Pain!
1-2-1-8.
Pain pulling up in the whip, trying to end it for T-Cucks out here. He's able to get the drop out of the corner building there, and that is it. NGG sweeping from the Povka and dealing immediately here with Team 1218. Unreal. It was a worthy fight. Look at Beast Health.
Oh, but look at Sweet
what
Chili
the hell?
Sensations, the former Hate Gaming roster. 2 members there, Navy and Jaja, along with Jody, looking to push on through. They know that NGG are hurt. They know they're broken, beat, and scarred. They want to finish the job as Beast is trying to hold on. Jody gets a knockdown onto Beast. Ben is now there. Ben has to close off, but it's just too late. And Sweet Chili close out that squad. I like that, right? You take the opportunity, you third party, you clean it up.
That was a complete decisive move of aggression and to clear the east side. I dig it. Actually leaving the zone to go and fight them. They watched it all transpire, and they even left an Overwatcher and Aya up on the hill. And that was just methodical. You might be like, why are they leaving the zone? But now look at the eastern half of the zone. Besides up top, one member from NASR, it is all theirs to claim.
True, but it is uphill, right? So it's something that they're going to have to be aware of. Yeah, in this kind of location, there's quite a lot of trees that you can actually move and go up from. That does give you a bit more protection, but still something that Sweet Chili Sensations are going to have to be very aware of. The fact that they are full squad will make a huge difference on their rotation and will give them a lot more of an advantage.
Absolutely. And from the east to the west, looks like Nomad did get a knock on a member from Frag here. Hixia has been dropped, and you're seeing the flexibility now that Reyes has to circumnavigate.
But look at angry kids. They're coming in down from the southwest. They're not afraid to take a little bit of damage and do a bit of work onto Memphis of Unique. That's going to hurt Unique a little bit. That's going to put them on the back foot a bit. Coming in from the side. The blue zone. Lunatic gets knocked down. They're going up against 2 teams with Frozen. Claps back onto leader.
That's a tough one for leader. There's a car driving past by. You can't just let it go. But of course, you
Yeah.
expose yourself on the original angle of Team Unique here. We thought they might move up Angry Kids towards Nomad City, but they came down towards them. 3/4 of the squad still remaining behind the lumber, looking to revive and smoke away for leader here. 10 teams remain.
And indeed, we did see the next circle shift going to the east. That means all the teams on the west, not only are they clustered together, you have 4 or 5 teams in that one area, but the second they disengage, they have to go downhill. And as soon as they go downhill, the majority of their bodies are going to be hitting the sights of Sweet Chili Sensations.
Speaking of going downhill, moving up from the north will be the real deal and Frag here. We have one snake and Ninja remaining. He has noted Hamodi dismounting the vehicle, looking for opposition there to remove so you can move up this hill. It's going to be a tough time for you, and you're going to have to go through Hamodi, but if you let that surprise be what it is, maybe you can catch that one.
Yeah, so 9 teams, 19 players. There's a few single player teams right now. You have Satsura of Nomad Gaming. You have the Kings and even NASR still inside this. The real deal down to just 2 players. Team Frag also down to 2 players. So teams are hurt. They're broken. They're beat. That means that they can't push through and get into the circle as aggressively as they would like to, Jack.
Yeah, and speaking of aggression, the west side that belongs to Unique, they had a fight for it. They weren't the first. We confirmed one onto Trash Eagle there from Angry Kids. We weren't the first ones here, but we'll damn sure take it over. And now the west is ours to control. Another member from the west falling at the hands of Unique in the real deal daddy. Satsuda, as you mentioned, the last member from Nomad. And we're just having a spraying spree into the blue. Wild Alone dropped Frozen, holding down the shingles and belittling everybody to the east. The blue zone is upon us, but barely. We have to shift in Memphis.
Man, Milky Way and the rest Unique are just sending their opponents into space via cryogenically frozen tube one by one. The rest of the lobby are being put down to smithereens with Jaja confirming King. So 5 teams left, 12 players. But look at this. Jack, look at how Unique have to rotate downhill. This is going to be really difficult. Like I said, you do have a lot of trees, which will, in theory, give them a little bit more protection. But with Sweet Chili Sensations spread out in the right way, they will catch out Unique from all angles.
Yeah, and it looks like they're mirroring their efforts. They have that Soul Tail and Jody, but we have a Soul Tail and a Hajlu noting him here. Of course, Jody will suspect someone here with the smoke clouds forming, but we might have ourselves a clean 1v1 to hold off this outside angle.
Yeah, but we can't forget about the other 2 teams around, right? Yeah, Backfire, the last remaining player of Inside Games, could be looking to backfire onto Sweet Chili Sensation. And never forget Hamodi and Hixie from Frag, ready to join in the party, join in the fun in this game. One of the RESQ Finals, $1,200 prize pool for these teams.
Backfire standing up. He has designs to third party and move towards Sweet Chili as Memphis gets the first drop. That is the opening that the last soul member here from Inside Games is looking for. Hamodi snaking at the tip of the mound as well. I would say this one is in great opposition to Sweet Chili. All the remaining players outside of the 4v4 here is on the heads of Sweet Chili.
Okay, Backfire tries to make the push. He did throw out a grenade, but it did alert the members, and down goes Inside Games. Nice response from Chili Sensations. They didn't get out of touch too much. The smoke's being thrown out. However, you got to say that has given a little bit more space for Unique to get into the circle, and even for Frag. Frag have crawled their way in there. They've really been intelligent, as the next circle does once again stay down the southeast in the favor of Sweet Chili Sensations.
Aya, again on the eastern side, noted by Hixia, working it with the Uzi, able to drop him there and clear some space for both him and Hamodi. Flames coming out immediately in tandem with his bullet barrage. Navy and Jaja back to back, spraying from the southwest, spraying from the northwest. You're all I got, buddy, and we got to smoke out 2 fallen members as well.
Yeah, but Haju has Jody covered. It's going to be pretty hard for Jaja to go in and get the revive. Indeed, he does. The smokes comes into favor. He creates that wall, that level of protection, and we do see Unique. They're going to throw out their own smokes, right? Because they know they've got to try and get their own players, their own team in to the circle one by one. And Frozen claps out Jody once again. Sweet Chili Sensations. They've allowed Unique to get too close to comfort, and in the end, they find themselves down into dumps inside the circle, but all clumped together. A couple of grenades will take Chili Sensations out.
Another knock. They have knocked every single member down here in Sweet Chili, but they won't let their brethren die. A revival train has been happening, but the Blue Zone moving forward. This might stave off your last-ditch efforts. Another utility coming in the force of a flames, and that is it. Unique removing Sweet Chili in third place. One snake now remains coming in from the northwest in Hixia. A full squad of Unique sharks in the water circulating around the zone. Milky Way coming out fishing, and that is it. Not a single death suffered. Team Unique, your victors of match 1 with a total of 18 kills in a finals bracket.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, they're setting a standard, setting a precedent. And in their semifinals, they didn't actually get a chicken dinner in their 8 games in the semifinals.
No,
they didn't. So for them to kind of, I know, look, they're a team that have already secured a spot for the World League. So we both know their skill, right? It's hard to question that. But it still is surprising to come into this game and just clap through 19 kills and take down, the majority of the lobby, so to speak.
Yeah, I was digging the standstill, the 2-2 split there at the end from Team Unique, and the utility barrage on the both sides. There wasn't actually that many shots coming from them. Of course, when they saw a clear foot snaking, they were able to take the shots. But they played a patient game there and capitalized off other teams' mistakes there. Although there was great play by Frag and Sweet Chili, I would say more so they didn't give the win to them, but they allowed it for them to take that off their hands more so than Unique just dominated.
Yeah. Exactly, and it was more the fact that Sweet Chili Sensation. It was, in fairness, a little bit of a tough position for them to be in. But in my opinion, they didn't really set themselves up, as in they should have gone for a 2-2 split, or they should have gone for a 1-1-1-1-1 down the hill of that east side, because it would have given them way more angles on the members of Unique. Whereas the second 1 or 2 members got knocked down, that just instantly created time and space for Unique to push through, and that's when they constantly got knocked down, and it was a snowball effect against Sweet Chili Sensations, and that's what helped Unique close out the game.
Absolutely, guys. A lot happened there. A lot transpired. Can you believe that is just the first of 8 games, the first of 4 here today and 4 more tomorrow. We'll be back with game 2 where we hit the sands of Midimach. Stand by. So if you can quick spam, which old man just showed you he could, he beat him on that drop there.
Another member of Pain has gone down. Actually, the whole of Pain has gone down. They shifted up north from the Povka, and they got caught out by NASR in the end. So we do lose Pain right off the bat in this game 1 of the finals of the RESQ $1,200 tournament. Then also Grenade by Alpha Legends got the job done on the sands of Inside Games.
Well earned, retaliating without risking your neck, equalizing the numbers here. Well, not quite equalizing, but reducing them down to a better field of play. Dial still on that immediate angle, just trying to keep them at bay and allowing Backfire to keep pushing around and looting up there. And I'm liking that. So maybe when Backfire gets his position, he can return the favor and give them an escape route.
Looking over in others map, because we haven't really had a talk too much about the positions. Yeah, you mentioned about Nomad gaming on that previous phase when it showed up. This next phase has gone down to south east, so you do still have around the outskirts of Milta, you have Milta Power, and of course the high ground above Milta, basically just down the south of SWAT 69, will be very good to hold on to for a number of these teams even.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm here on the western edge, on the plateau above school and apartments. Angry kids who live up to their name, absolutely blind fraggers, pulling up and busting down shots at half the squad pulling up to school, and the remaining of the squad still at apartments for Team Frag.
Yeah, not too bad for angry kids. Just kind of try and push Frag back, but you can't but think that might be a little bit tunnel vision, right? Because, yeah, okay, they're kind of pushing back Team Frag, but how much time are they given for the other teams to rotate and go past them and get better locations further inside the circle? So think, angry kids, do you really want to stay onto this position until the next phase? I don't think so.
Yeah, they actually drove more north, closer to the zone edge to hold them down here when, unbeknownst to them, the whole eastern third of this west side is pretty clear. And it looks like the real deal, prioritizing, doing what they should be doing, but they're not. Prioritizing center mass will be holding down south here of the big green building, Walmart. Did put a couple of shots of opposition onto our CIS team, Nomad, in the distance here.
Of course, Nomad, one of the teams who went into the EU regional finals as one of the favorites. I talked them up multiple times when we got into the EU regional finals for the PMCL. I talked them up, but you know, at the end of the day, they didn't really do the job. They didn't pull out the performance they needed, and they didn't qualify for the World League, unfortunately, so that will hurt them a bit. But no better way to bounce back, Jaguar, than by winning the $1,200 RESQ.
Yeah, it's your time. I believe that was the only CIS team not in the top 5 at the end of the day. You gotta show them you still got the Rushka in your blood. All right, go ahead and hold it down. And as you said, you have another day to kind of prove you are where you belong in the top brackets here in EU.
Of course, they say you're only as good as your last performance. That's something that I've kind of always held on to, right? That, yeah, okay, it's great to kind of think about how well you've done in one point and kind of what you've achieved. But at the end of the day, when you fail in one chance or you fail in a tournament, that's as good as you are in that moment. Doesn't mean you can't bounce back, but that's the way I kind of look at it. It helps keep teams grounded in my eyes.
Absolutely, and it looks like Angry Kids did respond in kind, shifting over to the east. Pretty good positioning. I'm not mad at it. We did know there's a couple teams behind us on the west, and we didn't move in all the way. Maybe we can catch them slipping. 12-18 will be a strong and tough one to catch slipping over here to your west, but I still like the quickness with which they rotated in.
Yeah, definitely a much quicker shift indeed, although it was helped by the fact that 1-2-1-8 were rotating from a quite further location in North George, so they went over from the northwest side of the circle and then came into the location that they hold on to. Overall, a cleaner rotation, all the while the members of NGG, they are going for a really clean rotation up on the north side. Itachi being kind of the leader of this rotation come out. Now they're going to hold on to the north side, pick up a crate, and then they'll be able to move down from there and gain a little bit of information. Good rotation from NGG in this first game of the day.
Yeah, that's a classic game of Snake right there. Absolutely. From Itachi all the way to the back in Beast. They have literally perfect increments. They must synchronize swim and synchronize drive. That is actually perfect. And that's perfect spacing to both react if we want to stop and take a fight or to disengage from it. It looks like we might be brushing into Lipovka, where just Marilyn, the sole member of RESQ here, remains.
He's gonna be like, oh shit.
He's like, I thought I survived the first. I thought it was over. Is that pain again?
Don't move. You're not here. You're not here, Marilyn. You're not here.
Oh man, and we're just now brushing the northwest corner here of Lipovka. A good point to stage from, but I do want, of course, you guys to move in more to that western perimeter.
I'd love to see them send one player up towards prison just to get some kind of information between Chili Sensations and NASR are getting quite close to each other. We've seen one member of Sweet Chili get a knockdown, and I believe a confirm onto NASR, if I'm not mistaken, leaving NASR down to just 2 players.
Yeah, NASR has been bouncing around this southern region, or excuse me, this middle region. Haven't had the best of ways since that early removal of Roxon at the hands of Inside Gamers at Mansion. And it looks like they've been bouncing around, understandably so, but it might just do you well to kind of hold up shop, and hopefully what you have currently is enough to defend a direct push. I don't think moving around in mid-range battles will kind of fare you too well right now.
Definitely. As we do hit the 70-minute mark of this game. Yeah, okay, we have 15 teams. That's great. That's all well and good, but something you got to take into account. You're down to 47 players, so in theory, there's a little bit more land mass available inside the circle. It's not as pressurized at some points because some
we are back and ready to form up the second out of 4 games here today for the first half of the RESQ $1,200 tournament finals. Baby, what an opening scene, what an opening map, and Aaron go to the victors go their spoils. Congratulations, Team Unique, with that 18 bomb win. It was 18, right? Or 19? Yeah. All right. The man couldn't hear me because I was still on mute here in Discord, but yeah, what it do?
were you
I was rapping. I was rapping. I was like, no, what happened, bro?
Yeah, I couldn't hear you. Couldn't hear myself. I couldn't hear Jesus, like, you know.
Oh man, but yeah, I was just saying, emphatic opening for Unique, 18 bomb, and let's see who's gonna crunch it up here in Miramar. All right, that was dope, man.
Definitely good, setting a standard for Unique, right? I do think that game 1, there's a lot of kind of early game pocket fights, which I'm not a fan of, right? But I understood why they went down for game 1 of the finals. I just think it hurt. It overall hurt those teams more than the other teams they were fighting, if that makes sense.
Exactly.
It just, it benefited like a Unique, Nomad, Sweet Chili Sensation more,
Yeah, all those teams that you just named did not even have a fight to like the second half of the match. And obviously, I mean, it is what it is, numerical. You lose a player, you just lessen your chances. But we couldn't note anything remarkable from a team like RESQ or teams who were down to 1 players or even 3 players. We saw Sweet Chili move through teams who were literally immediately down to 3 players on that third-party action. So staying out of the way and kind of rotating to that later zone, if you can help it, is definitely going to be an advantage in a field like this.
Like, it was still kind of, goodbye Frag and goodbye Kings and goodbye Inside Games to kind of, keep their solo people alive, but it's still not what you want. It's just not what you want. But anyway, this Miramar game playing trajectory going from the west to the east, a little bit to the north of the map, but nothing super crazy.
Yeah, pretty horizontal playing path here, extending from Oposa to Azahar. There's a lot of major cities in play here that you can reach by a nice little float. Maybe Puerto Paraíso and Prison Island off base, but majority, I would say a good 90% of major cities here are completely accessible.
Yeah, so food teams dropping early. The real deal seems to be heading and trying to call Oposa their own. Could be similar for Pain as well. Sweet Chili Sensations heading down south. They'll most likely end up in either Chumacera or Valdemar. The SWAT 69 going to Monte Nuevo. Of course, water treatment in La Cabrera going to be a good place to hold on to with Tochka G going there. And I wonder, no team going to Picado. Interesting.
Well, it is what it is. I don't blame you. It's always going to be a hotbed. Statistically will give you the best chance to have a centralized or even a position in the zone nonetheless. So it's always going to be a hot one. That's just what the center is. Definitely want
Yeah.
to. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I could have sworn Nomad Gaming had dropped in Picado in the past, so I was just kind of expecting them to go there. But anyway,
Yeah, a couple teams switching it up. I don't know if we're trying new things. I think that's the post PMCO shakeup. That's what I like to call it, post PMCO shakeup.
possibly.
You see different strats, different teams. We're even seeing new rosters here today. Immediately trying to correct what was, maybe not wrong or deficient or something we're unstrong at. So I think
Fair.
even in a big tournament like this, where we're like, no, 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 go with what you know. It's the finals. It's too late to change. People are still going to be, kind of shifting things around. I believe.
That's a fair point. We do see phase one is a very unusual southwest, should I say, phase one. So
Mm.
that little guitar shape on the west side of Miramar, which is completely unacceptable. That is even over that on the west, and you do have Chumasera, Vildemar, and even a little bit of Minas del Sur on that south island in play. So that is definitely a different kind of phase one circle, and I really like it.
Absolutely. And over here on the northwest, it might be our first pop off San Martin with Alpha Legends holding down the northeast, and to their south to southwest will be the Kings team here. A little bit of a different approach. Untouched will be encompassing that last angle off of that south, and Faker will be coming closer to him inch by inch. And they've got to be aware of each other now with the audio cues.
100% audio cues are everything in the world of PUBG Mobile. You got to make sure you have your ears tuned in to the ground, knowing exactly what is going on inch by inch around you. Fresh and untouched. They're not wanting to engage, but then again, Alpha Legends, they're kind of maybe learning from that fight against Inside Games in the
Mm.
first game and kind of going, look, we don't really want to lose a couple of our players early on, especially in Miramar. Miramar is the one map I would say above all the others that you realistically want slash need a full squad to get a top three result.
Exactly. And I do like what Raymond is doing here. He's maintaining his angle while the others begin to loot. Yeah, maybe he might be under looted in the beginning, but he's allowing them to have that freedom, knowing you can go to this building, but don't extend past here. No, don't cut across the street. You're safe to loot that. And then once they're good, I'm sure they'll cover him so he can begin to stock up as well.
Very true. Like I said, we did see Sweet Chili Sensations go to Chumas area. That is where they always love to loot. In Miramar, you have Angry Kids in the same area, same vicinity. Jaja is on top of the roof of the building overlooking the likes of Trash Eagle. I wonder if Angry Kids know they're there. I'd imagine they would have some form of an idea, but with Sweet Chili Sensations spread quite heavily across the south side of that city, it could give them better angles to pick off the members of Angry Kids.
Um, uh, I almost just caught a bit of drool there. I need to see this fight. These are two of, yeah, a lot of teams have different elements, but I would say on sheer aggression, these are probably two of the most aggressive teams, Angry Kids and Sweet Chili. So I got to see this Undertaker versus Stone Cold Steve Austin battle happen.
Whoa! Did you just Stone Cold Stunnered me right there with that comparison? You know, let's see who's gonna be who, giving who the Tombstone Pile Driver.
Hey. And that's the bottom line. All right, so let's take a look. Just had to slide that one in there. Gonna go a bit on. Had to slide that. I almost answered. I know
What?
that, Chad. That needs no answer. That's a rhetorical. All right. Anyways, people are probably like, "What the hell is happening with these two nerds?" Don't worry about it, guys. Anyways, north of here, the all-female squad, Tochka G, holding down the northern edges here, uncontested, guys. This just goes to speak to the vast diversity here in this tournament. You've got champions in their own regions, an all-female team. You got teammates from different countries speaking different languages and still here fighting off against the best. It's absolutely an honor to be calling this. As SWAT 69 opens the first knock onto Team Pain. Retaliation onto Tron. Immediate fight. Coffin getting dropped here from Black White thirsting Coffin off of the board here.
That's exactly what he had to do. He had to just confirm a kill and get a point in his favor before Payne just drove through. Before SWAT 69 drove through and cleaned up the members of Team Pain. Once again, Team Pain suffering a negative result. Yes, in game one, they finished in 16th place. And in game two, it is once again 16th place.
Wow, I'm digging the aggression in your heart, but we got to put the knowledge in the brain as we push those. A little bit of a
Yeah.
wild one. It was looked like to me four separate 1v1s instead of a methodical push and sweep.
It was more of a rotational engagement, if that makes sense, rather
Mm,
than they both landed in the same location. So that was just in my opinion, Payne just didn't
wasn't
disengage
ready.
away from that. They should have just avoided. There's plenty of chances where they could have, but they stopped. They tried to fight, and yeah, like you said, it was kind of more individual fights rather than going in as a team.
Yeah, and it looks like a couple of shots just etching down here on that AK Sweet Chili Battle. Eagle off of that far west side by himself and alone across the street. Won't be able to link up with the rest of the gang, but that's okay. You've got a mid-range fight brewing here. A lot of times, if we're not quite used to the heavy pressure, we'll begin to freak out and be like, oh, I got to get closer to my teammate. But you're fine here. They're not pushing up. They wouldn't be able to push for free down into the basin here without your teammates covering them or even knocking them on the way. So just stay courageous. Don't do anything silly.
Yeah, exactly. Like with this phase on circle and with the play trajectory being kind of more on the north side
Hmm.
of this map, I would normally say that there's quite a few harsh rotations and there's quite a few a little bit of hassle for some of these teams. But with the size of Miramar and with a lot of teams landing and looking to rotate on each side of the circle, like you have Tochka G, the real deal coming in from the west, you have Frag 1218, even unique, and even kind of inside games coming in from the east. There is still plenty of space for a lot of teams to rotate in and get into a nice location inside the circle.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Up north, not as stacked as we thought it would be. Everyone could come in clean with a nice little pocket there. NGG can go directly down southwest, Tochka G directly down south, and everyone can have a little bit of pocket in the zone. I hope that happens. That's it's gonna be a
Yep,
much better fight. Speaking of fights, the one finally erupting with Sweet Chili getting the better, and they got Eagle. That's the one link that I
they
talked
did.
about. Don't be silly there by yourself. Stay courageous. Don't start panicking. And he gets dropped and confirmed there. Look at the elevated spread here from Sweet Chili, almost encompassing 360. Wild Alone living up to his name, being wild and alone on that adjacent angle. Might be able to get shots on Jaja, but Aya gets a drop on Leader. The dominoes are falling here.
It's exactly like you said. That huge sweep by Sweet Chili Sensations gave them so many angles that leader just couldn't really stop and couldn't protect himself against. There's only so many kind of angles you can kind of protect yourself against, and IU finding the head, fighting in the body, and takes down another member of AK. That leaves two members up for AK. Exile and Wild Alone. They're just gonna
Oh,
disengage away and just try and survive for as long as possible in
Jody
this Miramar game.
Jody going deeper here into enemy territory, complete militaristic removal of your opposition and taking not just their lives but also their land. Now you have more angles and more room to stage your offense from. Just as quick as they're getting knocks, one member wasn't even confirmed, and they started taking over where he came from, and that's going to force Angry Kids out of the city due northeast.
Yeah. SWAT 69 staying kind of on the west side, a little bit towards the high ground just outside Monte Nuevo. Toshka G now rotating in from the far northwest side. You have Sweet Cheese Sensation still in Tumasera. Fragger coming in from the west. Quite a few teams have yet to actually kind of get towards the only team that would really kind of on the north side of the circle to make their way into the center realistically is Nomad Gaming. Everybody else are kind of taking their time, and that's something that I wasn't really expecting.
Yep. And it looks like NASR this time, as you said, Nomad Gaming, just off to their west, pretty centralized too. They didn't want to be bounced around like last match, literally losing one player by one player, bounced around like pinball. And this time they're going to settle and nest, kind of like Nomad, as you mentioned. But it looks like just a bit up to the northeast, something is erupting, something is brewing here. The real deal, holding down the depression here as the Kings set up in the nest above them.
Yeah, just Kings just pushing the real deal back, creating that space. You don't want to let the real deal get too close to you. However, in saying that the real deal are kind of in that compound, yes, it's kind of low ground, but it is kind of four walls of protection that they can just hold on to. There's that warehouse. So these teams just kind of respecting each other for now. They know each other are there. They're going to wait for the phase two to pop up and just hope that they can stay in a relatively strong position for this next couple of phases.
And it looks like Rescue doing that sweep around that northern edge to get themselves out of the position. I like it. If you paid attention to the playing path, remember it was horizontal, literally extending from El
Yep.
Pozo to El Azahar. And you noted as teams were dropping out, a good majority did hop out past the midway mark. So to rotate back to the west would, by numbers, give you a clear position, and it is for them.
It makes sense, right? It's an intelligent play. There's less teams going to be landing around El Pozo and Monte Nuevo because there's less compounds that you want to hold on to. So yeah, that made complete sense. Whereas the majority of the compounds would have been on the east, and then with the circle exposing itself up. Yes, you are taking a little bit longer to rotate, but you are much safer in your
Absolutely.
rotation, and it is going to be too much. It's not going to be too heavy, of course. And now we're going to see phase two. It does center up quite nicely. I like
Yeah,
this
yeah.
circle
That's
shift.
clean, dude. It's clean perimeter all around. Everybody doesn't have to really change up their designs. Yeah, it's tighter. Yeah, it's going to be quicker. But if you're already on that trajectory into the zone or you're already where you are, just keep doing what you were doing there.
But look at that space just down the south of La Drillera. Nobody's there. Nobody's occupied the high ground. Even kind of just to the east of Tochka G, that high ground is, yeah, okay, now going to be occupied by Tochka G, but nobody was there. Hell, the high ground by Minas Taval, nobody's there. Some teams are really missing out on some great, fantastic opportunities to get high ground positions that are going to be able to overlook the rest of the teams.
Yeah, that makes sense. That east to that south, that west to that southwest corner from Viademar all the way up to where Tochka is, nobody landing around there. Felt like it was a bit
Yeah.
overextended, and now it's have pockets of freedom there.
Sans did get knocked down from inside games. I don't know if that was an AFK. I think it is. Sans kind of losing connection. Of course, all players are responsible for their own connection, boys and girls. So if you do unfortunately happen to have a mishap, that is tough titties.
Nothing. That's wow. That sounds okay. So it doesn't sound enjoyable. All right, so
Man,
TV, yeah, it's a tough time. Team Unique just now for the first time making their way into the zone, and they're going directly towards a center, right towards a Nomad Gaming here. Satsura setting up the first offense. You got to do it. We did put some shots on a Hajlu. He's going to shift back down to the north. There you go. Keep that pressure on him, reducing him down to half health. You cannot let them form a perimeter on you. You cannot let them get an angle upon you. It will be regrettable.
Yeah, but Haju was actually a bit of a scout for his team, right? So he was actually able to gather that information. The second he saw a body on top of the hill, he actually reacted incredibly well to disengage, and that's what's kept them alive in this game. So really nice scouting coming out from you. They knew on that kind of harsh rotation and where they had landed, it was a higher chance that the teams were going to be around them. So taking their time and sending that scout forward, still keeping alive, will be very good for their late game, but they've got to be careful because you've got the real deal coming up on the north side. Hell, you've even got angry kids and inside games coming in from kind of the west. That's something they will have to be aware of.
It looks like Alpha Legends and the Kings now. It looks like the real deal did disengage, but Alpha Legends here upon the real deal. Just a couple of mid-range shots here, able to get an effective knock as we hold down the trench here for Alpha Legends. Don't think it should equate much to kills, but Rayman is not going to stop trying, shifting and moving the bus here forward for a different look on this engagement.
Ooh, yikes. Bond, the first player to go down from Kings once again. I just wonder, is he
Imperial?
is he there to make the other players look good, or is he the cheerleader? Does he have his pom-poms on, and his little mini skirt? I just don't know. But anyway, Kings are gonna have to try and stave off the engagement from Alpha Legends. I love you, Bond. I'm just joking with you, my friend. As Untouches, along with Thrills, are gonna have to hold on, but it's not gonna be easy.
And we're cooking one out the doorway for Untouched, right into the center of Alpha Land here. We're not able to get that knock, but we do keep them at bay and do concuss them just a bit. I like the 2 shift up push from Alpha while we left 2 back on the hill to overwatch. But Untouched outside of the second floor, able to drop Kaido. We want to close that down as quick as we can. Raymond, old man, get here.
Yeah, Raymond is going to be integral for that right for Alpha Legends inside. Kings, we did see Fresh join up with the rest of his team. So that does make it essentially an even 3v3 fight right now. As Raymond tries to hold on to the hay bales, a revive is coming out. The smokes are going to come through. as a revive is being completed, but the footsteps are being heard left, right, and center. Thrill's getting very close. Dreaming, not letting him get
Fresh.
closer. As Kato gets confirmed and gets a second knockdown. Thrills, you're on fire.
Unreal Faker is going to have to push in and clutch it up and move in and hold down Fresh here so he can maybe, possibly get revivals after. They're stacking up on this right side, strafing in and out, jumping one, dropped. Old Man, well earned with the backup at the last second. Fresh up above, dropping down one drop of health, knocking Faker right back, and Old Man clutching it up in the end. What an unreal sequence.
Okay, Fresh went upstairs. He had like literally about 10 health. Why didn't he go for a first aid?
I'm not sure.
He didn't go for a first aid. He actually jumped out the window, did get a second knock, and that was great.
Yeah.
But at what cost? At the cost of your squad being wiped.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, and yeah, man. Like, the damage had been done onto Alpha Legends enough that there was a very high chance that Fresh would have gotten a first aid off upstairs. You know, and yeah, he just didn't do that. He kind of went just a little bit too aggressive, and down goes Kings.
Do you think he had a misread of the numbers count? He thought it was the last player? I mean, even if I still 100% would have healed up, you never know what could happen 1v1. But maybe he thought that was the last player.
Possibly, yes. That's actually an incredibly good point. Jagger, really such a good point. Yeah, maybe he thought that there's just one player left.
Unfortunate. And as the zone shifts down south, now we'll start to see that predicted northern shift, that northern stack that we thought might happen here. 12-18 holding down the western elevated plains, should be able to get a lot of choke point kills. And on the opposite side, Team Frag, not that much opposition unless teams like Team Unique and Team Nomad shift down towards them.
Like, you know, 1-2-1 going on the high ground down the south ledger area that I recommended. Tochka G are actually going to go for that little bit of a push. Amber and sending herself forward. She is the IGL for her team, so going to look to try and get that information, hang around, make away with the buggy just to get some kind of information. But, of course, vehicles make more sound, so 1-2-1 will be very much more heavily aware of somebody being close by.
Sweet Chili looks like they're trying to get those outside angles on 12-18, but I believe Jody noted the presence of Anvern there, and so is T-Cuck's going to see that pink dress dropping you as soon as you crest the mound. She had no vision, no audio cues, but that thirst and that knock should be ring out to the rest of her teammates. Amelia at the backside, Jaja getting dropped as well, and that is what happens when you're confident in spread. We're staving off two pushes, two pull-ups from both Sweet Chili and Tochka G there.
And they're not even a full squad. They're only a three-man team. That confidence coming out from 1-2-1-8, looking to bounce back after an unfortunate end in the EU regional finals, where it came down to the last game in the regional finals. They were one of three teams in the running, and they finished the game in only 12th spot, which instantly took them out. So unfortunately, it wasn't to be for them. So they can try and bounce back and make their way through this rescue finals, look confident and push teams back on top of the high ground. But Nomad Gaming are coming in from the south.
That is literally all three angles suppressed. Bandita didn't get his knock, but he is keeping Satsuda off of peeking on Kux there and Zako. Literally all three angles of opposition have been held down, two producing knocks and one with just great pressure. Bandita is alone with Lunatic, able to still fend off his angle. Doesn't have much health left as Eclipse replaces Lunatic on top of the mound. Bandita barely dropped there. Amazing fights, but it's just 1v2 with two strong players there. Kux, back him up. Oh my, and they fall. They're falling here. Zako, last player standing here for 12-18. You have about 3/4 or half health here. I don't know if it's going to be the best way for you. We'll be able to revive Kux here, if not for a second. And that is a blessing for Sweet Chili to move forward from. You cannot forget they're here. I know there's not much for you to be able to do. You've got Nomad at the back and Sweet Chili coming from the front, but you just got to be aware. You got to remember.
Zako's then going for the second revive, and of course they'll hear that. Nomad Gaming will be aware of that, however, because they were being pushed on. Nice! Coming down! As he does push back Nomad.
It's so tough. It's so unfortunate. Sweet Chili pulled back and just erased his revival there on Cucks there. Now Zako has to dance with Satsuda, but Satsuda lacing up the kicks and dropping him in the crest. Sweet Chili, we saw you capitalize off of last battle. Were you third party onto Kings and NGG? Are you doing it again? Jody immediately flanking around to that original angle that was held by Cucks here. Gonna see the smoke. Gonna be able to bust shots down there at Satsuda. And you see how they immediately disperse and spread there.
Let's see, Jody. He's on 2 kills right now. He's edging his way forward. He's being a little bit more aggressive. You got to be aware of RESQ coming in from the south side, right from the southwest direction. Yes, it's low ground, but they still do have a few angles onto both Sweet Chili Sensation and Nomad Gaming. The grenade protect himself as Ayu knocks out Nicola.
That is an amazing response from Aya. Jody was kept off this angle. Nade work and utility from Nomad kept him at pressure. Well done to cut off that angle. But Aya realizing the footsteps, the pressure that was heavy on Jody is going to link up with him. We're not even too worried about RESQ down there. We are going to be hearing those shots, but we're just going to cut off in a way that the angles don't touch us. And they're fighting NGG down there, but we've got to focus on Nomad. Aya up here on the front line. Toss some utility back as well. They're keeping you at bay with theirs. It would be nice to see you respond in kind.
Yeah, because of this circle shift as well, going once again to the west. The only 2 teams right now inside this circle, Jag, are Sweet Chili Sensation and Nomad Gaming.
You've got to fight for the ring. You want to control the ring, fight for it. This is what these moments are made out of. And immediately you should be aware that there's that other fight brewing down beneath. So whoever deals with this is going to have another wave possibly to hold off. As Nicola just keeps them, you see him spraying at the top of the dune there, just keeping them at bay, allowing for more utility work to move from Satsuda there.
Yeah, we'll just call this Suplex City inside this circle. The rings are going to be ringing around as these teams try and stave away. You have on the outskirts, you have Frag, Inside Games, Angry Kids, Unique, and Alpha Lizard all having to try and find their way inside the circle. And then on the southeast, you have NGG, RESQ, and SWAT 69.
Yeah, I'm just a bit confused what's happening here with Nomad. We sent 2 back to the house, but we flanked Eclipse and Satsuda here to watch Sweet Chili. I don't know if that was just an informational play or if we were trying to push up and end it with half our squad.
I think it was maybe them trying to kind of push any team back that might potentially be in the compound down the south. It's just spreading yourselves quite nicely and gathering information, more importantly, so they can react on the next couple of moments as the circle does shift up north. So RESQ coming in from the south. You do Jaja knocking down Itachi from NGG and does confirm another knockdown onto B, stopping NGG from rotating in.
And it was wild. We were noting the NGG and RESQ fight down below. They literally dispersed. RESQ heading further down south, NGG moving north. You just got the worst end of the stick. You got the Sweet Chili end.
You got the sensational Sweet Chili end, unfortunately. But the revive does come through. But grenade being popped up. Sweet Chili Sensation had the high ground, of course.
Look at Jody.
Can be a little bit of an advantage, but with Jaja and Navy flanking to the side, they can't get the angles, and indeed Jody finds Ben attacking
Jody.
and another clap back. Ayu does get to return on, but Jody is going to come in, fighting in on his own. It goes down to this 1v1.
He's got them pinched underneath a small bubble here. Now the full force of the sensations are moving up. The boy band in tow, erasing pain from the board. Methodical. They had all elements of the game there. Utility, 1v1s, 4-point spread, a 2v2 soft split there. Unreal change at a quick pace and a moment's notice for Sweet Chili.
And then they just turn around and a clap hack shot as well, so they're not afraid to take down the members of the real deal. Incredible stuff. Jody taking down hack shot. Really good stuff for Sweet Chili Sensations. They are on 7 kills so far in this game.
Yeah, Daddy shifting down to the immediate angle. I'll be going to link up with him and Azzy, big Papa Pump here, looking to see what he can do in this immediate angle. Kind of weary. I was about to say it. Weary for you to come to the front side of the mound. That was your only coverage. And Sweet Chili, you didn't knock them. You didn't keep them at bay. I don't know why you feel you can come to the front side of this mountain for free.
Yeah, it's a really good point. Sweet Chili Sensations now spread a little bit too thinly as they try to get into the circle. Of course, Navy is there, so he's going to be able to provide that information RESQ are also punishing Nomad Gaming inside the circle, going to try and find a space. We did lose a cluster of teams in the last 3 to 4 minutes, Jack, so we're down to 8 teams, 24 players.
Unique eastern outskirts of the zone just pushed off Alpha Legends. They're going to be in between them in the real deal. The real deal is getting beat up and barraged here by Sweet Chili. Whoever survives on the east side needs to be wary, and it looks like Sweet Chili needs to be wary of what's coming on this east. And the east is being held by Unique. Still well, busting up the hill at Frag. Salmon will be the last player standing in this small bevel. Freak needs to crawl behind the broken whip, trying to pressure Frozen back in at bay there, and now he goes for the revive. But you see a Hajlu, the wild flank man, you barely just caught him in your angle. You got to be cognizant of that. He's sprinting, blue zone is upon you, and if he gets to the crest here up above you, I'm sure he's going to beam you down.
Yeah, this is really good opportunity for Unique to get that strong result and possibly even a second chicken dinner after taking down the majority of Alpha Legends. That gives them more space, but RESQ are not giving up that fight. Yeah, Marilyn and Blood, they have Unique down on the side of the road, plus Nomad Gaming are in there, so our RESQ just a little bit too pinched.
Yeah, RESQ fighting the fight against Nomad immediately, but parallelly rotating up with Team Unique. They're not absorbing any of the pressure, and RESQ's taking the brunt force for them. Unique is blessed to have this moment of a respite to climb the hill while RESQ gets beat down. Marilyn clutching up to the top here. You're going to see Lunatic in the shack, not able to put down the shots that you would hope for, but you still get a moment to crest the hill here.
And look at this, the circle shifting in the favor of Unique once again. How many prayers have they been saying to the PUBG Mobile gods? How many vitamins have they been eating to get these circles in their favor? And because it's downhill, they're going to be able to really push the teams rotating up from the high ground, like the Sweet Chili and RESQ. Even, of course, the other two teams, which is Alpha Legends actually coming in from the north side.
And that's going to be Jaja's responsibility, as you note the complete linear spread here. Nate, and then he's like, yeah, Jag, it's my responsibility, and I take care of business here. I absolutely do. Dropping down Faker there. You have one player left in Oldman. Navy did clear out Nomad from the top with a clutch nade. He was able to finish him, and that's why Sweet Chili has the angles. I'm sure they'll even look down this way to cover Jaja. You might see someone way up top there also help Jaja get a knock in the distance. Frozen dropping the nade onto the pocket of Blood here, and Blood is what came out as he gets knocked on the side.
In the words of Megadeth, killing is my business, and business is good. As you get down to these 4 teams, Unique, RESQ, Sweet Chili Sensations, and Alpha Legends, you gotta say with the circle so far, the side of Unique are looking ever stronger, but we can't count out the potato heads of Sweet Chili Sensations.
30 minutes ago, Unique had a hilltop. Press Sweet Chili outside beneath the angles. Sweet Chili says, hey, it's my time. Let me show you how it feels. Let me remove you in second place.
Your time is up. My time is now. Sweet Chili Sensations, you can't see me. My time is now.
And just like that, you can no longer see the magician Marilyn disappearing. Now you see me, now you don't. Another kill for Unique.
But Faker and Nomad, we can't forget about Alpha Legends. They're ready to take up an opportunity. They weren't confirmed by Sweet Chili Sensations. Jaja didn't get the job done. Jody gets knocked down by Frozen. Navy gets clapped on by Milky Way. The angles, look at Frozen doing everything he can as Jaja is just pinched on his own.
This was literally an uphill battle, but it's light work, lightweight for Team Unique. They just cleared the whole top side, and you see as quick as Frozen dealt with what was up above him, he's going to shift over and react onto this eastern side. Faker dropping Navy there. Here comes the Unique right sweep.
Okay, but Old Man looking down. Milky Way now dripping down the hill, looking to find the angles. Of course, Faker is very low in health. He prones down. He's going to have to heal up Jaja. I wonder, has he been spotted? Is there too much of a tunnel vision between Unique and Alpha Legends? As Unique just tried to push forward. Milky Way looking for. Takes down Old Man. Now going to take down Faker. And it comes down to once again, Sweet Chili Sensations and Unique.
Jaja, the deck is stacked against you, all around you. Hajlu was cooking. He caught him cooking. Nade off to the backside. He doesn't care. He's going to shift past it. Drop you, Hajlu. What's next for Jaja? Turn around and clear what's beyond you before you confirm that.
Whoa, just too much much too late. And 2 chicken dinners in a row for Unique. And also, once again, 12 kills.
That is unreal. A total of 2 dubs and 30 kills off of 2 games. 100% ratio, guys. You guys are unreal here. And another second place here handed to Sweet Chili. But hold your head, Sweet Chili. 2 second places with 2 double-digit kills. Fantastic. Both times losing to Team Unique, the CIS champions. I mean, obviously, you always want to be number 1. And there's no excuses till we get that. That's how we train. We're competitors. But still, emphatic matches for them.
Like, Unique, if my calculations serve me right, have 72 points in 2 games.
I think
that's the same amount of points a team would get a good team would get in 4 games.
Yeah.
So Unique are setting themselves up to really create that huge cushion on the teams below them, right? And that's what's important, because there's still another 6 games, right? There's still another day of finals, so anything can change, anything can happen. So, like I said, it's about creating that strong cushion, that strong gap between you and the teams below you.
Emphatic. First 2 matches for Team Unique. We're going to send you to that replay, guys, and you can check a look at that one more time because that was amazing. We'll be back in a matter of minutes with Game 3. Stand by. Maybe not wrong or deficient or something we're unstrong at. So I think even in a big tournament like this where we're like, no, go with what you know. It's the finals. It's too late to change. People are still going to be, kind of shifting things around, I believe.
That's a fair point. We do see phase 1 is a very unusual southwest, should I say, phase 1. So, that little guitar shape on the west side of Miramar, which is completely unacceptable. That is even over that on the west, and you do have two Masera Vildamar and
brain as we push those. A little bit of a wild one. It looked like, to me, 4 separate 1v1s instead of a methodical push and sweep.
It was more of a rotational engagement, if that makes sense, rather than they both landed in the same location. So that was just in my opinion, Payne just didn't disengage away from that. They should have just avoided. There's plenty of chances where they could have, but they stopped. They tried to fight, and yeah, like you said, it was kind of more individual fights rather than going in as a team.
Yeah, and it looks like a couple of shots just etching down here on that AK Sweet Chili battle. Eagle off of that far west side by himself and alone across the street. We won't be able to link up with the rest of the gang, but that's okay. You've got a mid-range fight brewing here. A lot of times, if we're not quite used to the heavy pressure, we'll begin to freak out and be like, oh, I got to get closer to my teammate. But you're fine here. They're not pushing up. They wouldn't be able to push for free down into the basin here without your teammates covering them or even knocking them on the way. So just stay courageous. Don't do anything silly.
Like, with this phase on circle and with the play trajectory being kind of more on the north side of this map, I would normally say that there's quite a few harsh rotations and there's quite a few a little bit of hassle for some of these teams. But with the size of Miramar and with a lot of teams landing and looking to rotate on each side of the circle, like you have Tochka G, the real deal, coming in from the west, you have Frag 121A, even Unique, and even kind of inside games coming in from the east. There is still plenty of space for a lot of teams to rotate in and get into a nice location inside the circle.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Up north, not as stacked as we thought it would be. Everyone could come in clean with a nice little pocket there. NGG can go directly down southwest, Tochka G directly down south, and everyone can have a little bit of pocket in the zone. I hope that happens. It's going to be a much better fight. Speaking of fights, the one finally erupting with Sweet Chili getting the better, and they got Eagle. That's the one link that I talked about. Don't be silly there by yourself. Stay courageous. Don't start panicking, and he gets dropped and confirmed there. Look at the elevated spread here from Sweet Chili, almost encompassing 360. Wild Alone living up to his name, being wild and alone on that adjacent angle. Might be able to get shots on Jaja, but Aya gets a drop on Leader. The dominoes are falling here.
Exactly like you said. That huge sweep by Sweet Chili Sensations gave them so many angles that Leader just couldn't really stop and couldn't protect himself against. There's only so many kind of angles you can kind of protect yourself against. An IU finding the head, fighting in the body, and takes down another member of AK. That leaves 2 members up for AK. Exile and Wild Alone. They're just gonna disengage away and just try and survive for as long as possible.
Jody.
This Miramar game.
Jody going deeper here into enemy territory, complete militaristic removal of your opposition and taking not just their lives but also their land. Now you have more angles and more room to stage your offense from just as quick as they're getting knocked. One member wasn't even confirmed and they started taking over where he came from, and that's going to force Angry Kids out of the city due northeast.
Yeah. SWAT 69 staying kind of on the west side, a little bit towards the high ground just outside Monte Nuevo. Tochka G now rotating in from the far northwest side. You have Sweet Cheese Sensation still into NASR. Frag coming in from the west. Quite a few teams have yet to actually kind of get towards. The only team that would really kind of on the north side of the circle to make their way into the center realistically is Nomad Gaming. Everybody else are kind of taking their time, and that's something that I wasn't really expecting.
Yep. And it looks like NASR this time, as you said, Nomad Gaming, just off to their west, pretty centralized too. They didn't want to be bounced around like last match, literally losing one player by one player, bounced around like pinball. And this time they're going to settle and nest, kind of like Nomad, as you mentioned. But it looks like just a bit up to the northeast, something is erupting, something is brewing here. The real deal, holding down the depression here as the Kings set up in the nest above them.
Yeah, just Kings just pushing the real deal back, creating that space. You don't want to let the real deal get too close to you. However, in saying that the real deal are kind of in that compound, yes, it's kind of low ground, but it is kind of 4 walls of protection that they can just hold on to. There's that warehouse. So these teams just kind of respecting each other for now. They know each other are there. They're going to wait for the phase 2 to pop up and just hope that they can stay in a relatively strong position for this next couple of phases.
And it was like RESQ doing that sweep around that northern edge to get themselves out of the position. I like it. If you paid attention to the playing path, remember it was horizontal, literally extending from El Pozo to El Azahar, and you noted as teams were dropping out, a good majority did hop out past the midway mark. So to rotate back to the west would by numbers give you a clear position, and it is for them.
It makes sense, right? It's an intelligent play. There's less teams going to be landing around El Pozo and Monte Nuevo because there's less compounds that you want to hold on to. So yeah, that made complete sense, whereas the majority of the compounds would have been on the east, and then with the circle exposing itself up. Yes, you are taking a little bit longer to rotate, but you are much safer in your rotation, and the ease of going to be too much. It's not going to be too heavy, of course, and now we're going to see phase 2. It does center up quite nicely. I like this circle shift.
That's clean, dude. This clean perimeter all around. Everybody doesn't have to really change up their designs. Yeah, it's tighter. Yeah, it's going to be quicker. But if you're already on that trajectory into the zone, or you're already where you are, just keep doing what you were doing there.
Well, look at that space just down the south of La Drillera. Nobody's there. Nobody's occupied the high ground. Even kind of just to the east of Tochka G, that high ground is, now going to be occupied by Tochka G, but nobody was there. Hell, the high ground by Minas Val, nobody's there. Some teams are really missing out on some great, fantastic opportunities to get high ground positions that are going to be able to overlook the rest of the teams.
Yeah, that makes sense. That east to that south, that west to that southwest corner from Bayademar all the way up to where Tochka is, nobody landing around there. Felt like it was a bit overextended, and now it's have pockets of freedom there.
Sans to get knocked down from inside games. I don't know if that was an AFK. I think it is. Sans kind of losing connection. Of course, all players are responsible for their own connection, boys and girls. So if you do unfortunately happen to have a mishap, that is tough titties.
Nothing. That's wow. That sounds okay. So it does not enjoyable. All right, so TV, it's a tough time. Team Unique just now for the first time making their way into the zone, and they're going directly towards a center, right towards a Nomad Gaming here. Satsura setting up the first offense. You got to do it. We did put some shots on a Hajlu. He's going to shift back down to the north. There you go. Keep that pressure on him, reducing him down to half health. You cannot let them form a perimeter on you. You cannot let them get an angle upon you. It will be regrettable.
Yeah, but Haju was actually a bit of a scout for his team, right? So he was actually able to gather that information the second he saw a body on top of the hill. He actually reacted incredibly well to disengage, and that's what's kept them alive in this game. So really nice scouting coming out from you. They knew on that kind of harsh rotation on where they had landed, it was a higher chance that the teams were going to be around them. So taking their time and sending that scout forward, still keeping alive, will be very good for their late game, but they've got to be careful because you've got the real deal coming up on the north side. Hell, you've even got angry kids and inside games coming in from kind of the west. That's something they will have to be aware of.
It looks like Alpha Legends and the Kings now. It looks like the real deal did disengage, but Alpha Legends here upon the real deal. Just a couple of mid-range shots here, able to get an effective knock as we hold down the trench here for Alpha Legends. Don't think it should equate much to kills, but Raymond is not going to stop trying, shifting and moving the bus here forward for a different look on this engagement.
Ooh, yikes. Bond, the first player to go down from Kings once again. I just wonder, is he
Imperial?
is he there to make the other players look good, or is he
Okay, everybody, we are back. It's your boy Jaggy, it's the man Impe, and we getting ready to crack off Game 3, the snow map of Rescues $1,200 tournament, Day 1 finals. Day 1 looking like unique finals. It's far from over. We're only halfway through, but y'all got to stop the train, okay?
Yeah, their team doesn't need to be stopped. They do. They really do need to be stopped. 2 games in a row, 2 chicken dinners, and a high amount of kills each game. Also want to give a huge shout out to Sweet Chili Sensations as well. They've had 2 fantastic results. Game 1, they finished in, I believe it was 3rd. And yeah, was it 3rd? It was indeed, with 8 kills. And then in this last game, they finished 2nd with 13 kills. So real high level of consistency and performance coming out from those 2 teams in particular.
Man, I would love to see not 4v4. I would love to see like a hot drop in like a major city, not like a boot camp hot drop, but like something more methodical where you have to plan your sweeps, your second floors, a methodical fight, and maybe like Yasnaya or Pachiki between these 2 teams. That'd be a dream cast for me. All right, we are in the skies, so talk to me. What we got?
We have got a little bit of a north plane trajectory going from the west to the east, so we know that Zababa, Cosmodrome, Coal Mine, Trebno. We know that in the semifinals, Kings and Nomad like to land in Cosmodrome, if I'm not mistaken. So I wonder, is that going to be the same again today? And then when you're looking down the south, of course, Kuroko, Dobro, Mesto, Tovar Castle could be definitely a possible place, and of course, Cement Factory as well as Hot Springs.
Yeah, we know Dobro also plays for Pain. Looks like they might be on that way. Maybe they're noting Frag in the air. They look a bit delayed. I think they've stopped that. So actually, Frag maybe having the better jump and beating them there. So I think Pain is going to stop just a bit short, but Krichas still clear outside of the zone or outside of that perimeter. So they'll be able to hold down that pretty well and uncontested. It looks like going down towards Castle will be NGG, maybe accompanied by Rescue as well. And Unique going to the farthest edges outside of the zone. Could be some unique strat. We get it clear outside the zone, have our time to enjoy our loot pattern. They do it in Novo. Here we are down in Contra as well. And they just sweep in and have their way with a lot of teams. I'm going to go a bit up here to look at the zone shifting down south here. And we're seeing a media fight Satsuda dropping Bond. Bond once again. That's Bond going down to Satsuda. That is 3 for 3 games. Maybe he's the scout. Maybe he's a point man. These things happen. He has not yet been confirmed. And Thrills is here, but it looks like it's going to be a tough time as Satsuda with that Tommy. He is down to below halfway health, though, and at the distance corner side here.
Should try and rename his IGM from Bond to Bot.
Look at the invisible bar. They barely got him in time there. Bond is back to his feet. He's an aggressive dude. I mean, it'll happen sometimes. Okay, so...
apologies, my laptop, I didn't realize my laptop wasn't actually plugged in, so it was actually running out of battery. I tell you, who has also run out of battery? Eclipse, who got knocked down.
Nice retaliatory knock there. They're not going to have their way with you like that. Another one stacked up on the heads. This time confirmed Bond's like, oh yeah, huh? You want to talk about me? Huh? Let me show you. I can actually frag and toe tag here. And he's doing that, confirming the first kill of game 3 here.
Yeah, Bond has a redemption to do after 2 games going down. First for his team. And of course, in fairness, Kings in general not getting good results on both games. They'll be down on the dumps from a point perspective, as well as Nomad Gaming. They lost 2 players. No, Nicola gets knocked down. Great play by Kings.
Nomad as well, not having the best games here. And Bond on the immediate right back down. I believe this will be a confirmation as Lunatic gets tagged in the back. So Bond is confirmed, but Kings winning the overall. Kings winning the over. It's his boy, guys. I know Bond too. He's a good sport. He likes to talk trash as well. It's nothing personal, guys.
You know that scene from San Andreas? Like, oh shit, here we go again. That's Bond every time he enters one of these matches, you know.
Oh man.
No, honestly, in this situation, it's okay. You know, when you strip away what's happened in the last 2 games, in this situation, that was okay, because for only 1 player Kings to go down and get a squad wipe against a team like Nomad, incredibly good.
That's acceptable collateral damage there. So
yeah, exactly.
Good
Bond, though.
We'll sacrifice him. Oh man, so they'll be high north. Won't have too much opposition. Maybe Inside Gamers might be the ones that they meet if they come down south. But if they come directly down south, they should be okay. NASR, another team up there high north, as this zone psyched this out. So Tochka G, the ladies of the center, holding down center once more.
Yeah, so they're in obviously Tochka G, they're in Tovar and they're center of the circle. However, really would love to see either 1 or 2 of their players split push, should I say. Have 1 or 2 players a little bit further down south or up north. Not only because you essentially hold on to more of the compounds available, but you get information, and information is power. You'll be able to see some teams rotating. It doesn't have to be a compound all the way in Mount Kresnik, right? But it could be just be another compound a little bit to the north or south or east or west of where they currently are staying in.
Yeah, especially as this zone gives you more freedom, more space to operate, less likely to get crashed in a random compound. Exactly. Like I said, it doesn't have to be something crazy or marked, but just get an early detection system before a team completely crashes into you on the center.
Exactly. What could be good for Kings to rotate is actually just shift right down on the east side of the river, but then come in from the bridge just on the north of Mount Kresnik, and then actually hold on to Mount Kresnik, because it wouldn't be too far away from Cosmodrome. They'd be able to get the high ground, get a little bit of vision, and then maybe based on how phase 2 does rotate, then look to kind of pick a position little by little in towards the center of the circle.
Exactly. And it looks like Angry Kids with the designs of that to move also towards the center of the circle. They are spread and holding down a bit of a mass down here south, and they're just kind of trash looting. Don't want to call it trash. It's actually a lot better on Vikendi when you hit random compounds. But just kind of trash looting their way up from compound to unmarked compound, and will soon have information and map out cartographically. That's a big word for mapping. But
whoa, Jack. Okay, Jack. Okay. Like, okay. Whoa, yeah.
Oh man.
Okay, well, that was fantastic. By the way, that was absolutely fantastic. My mind is blown. That's it. Like, I was already tired, but now I'm just like, that's it. My mind's. Oh, I'm fried.
Man. Yeah. Man, I definitely.
Graphically,
you know, man, they're just getting more info. They're mapping out the whole south as they move up. So basically, from that southern tip to the north, they will, as you said, knowledge is power. They will know what's clear and what's around them.
Yeah. Man, I feel like I have to match that with some kind of big word myself, but
indigenous to the just throw a word out with no correlation. Oh man.
Somebody's been reading a thesaurus.
You know that, dude. Every night before bed. That's my good night story. Thesaurus in the dictionary. Yeah. Good old Miriam's. Yeah. All right, so over here, Southwest, it looks like the real deal, kind of surrounded by Sweet Chili. Literally threw themselves in the middle of the rotation. You see Aya up ahead, more towards the south of Dino Park, and Navy on the eastern outskirt. Maybe we can catch them slipping. That'd be a crucial moment, all right? They've proven time and time again, them and Unique, if you don't stop them early on and you let them into the final top 7 with a full squad, it's almost impossible to remove them. They literally have to remove each other.
Talking about Unique, they're just crashing the compound held onto NGG. Wow. Enfys gets knocked down. That's going to leave Milky Way and Frozen trying to hold on and stay the pushes. Ben pushes forward. Itachi is going to be following suit. Grenade being thrown out. This isn't looking too good. Smokes are being thrown out by the members of Unique. Milky Way looks to get up onto the high ground. Frozen's going to get the revive. I'm a little bit disappointed that Itachi and Ben didn't go essentially a lot more aggressively there.
Yeah, keep the pressure up. Keep the foot on the pedal while you are in motion, all right? And now Milky Way's healing and rotating. That is never a good sign here. But there is an alternate outside angle, and Beast over here on the far right side. He's going to be pushing towards the immediate fight, but Itachi goes down by a Hajlu, the clear across the way, last member in the castle there.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I don't think even NGG knew that, right? So even on the what I previously said about the push, it still would have made sense because they wouldn't have known that Hajdu was there crossed by Castle. Now Payne is going to come in. The revive is going to be executed onto Itachi as he does back away.
Beast.
Nice by Beast on the flank onto Nemesis. Incredible knockdown that will push and stave off the push by Unique.
Immediate reaction to the alternate angle from Milky Way. Ben, you've got to know up on that roof is not safe. Itachi will be the last player on that immediate angle kind of below as Ben has to drop down off that rooftop. But got to be careful over here. You should have heard the shots at alternate angle here for Beast. They're soft 2 and 2, but Beast getting tagged up. Rescue in the distance?
Rescue in the distance. Third party coming through. As Hajlu is going to also flank around and take down. That's going to be another knockdown on the Beast. Leaving just Ben and Itachi for NGG. It just became too much, and you got to give credit to Hajlu. Hajlu was the pivotal player for Unique in that engagement.
Oh, what is this? Sweet Chili also pulling up in that immediate action. Whoever survives that Rescue Sweet Chili battle might have to fight the contender that survives Unique and NGG here. We've been seeing these two teams jockey it out 1 and 2. We might get an early iteration of that fight.
Sweet Chili sensations and just go, no way. We're pushing hard. We're going hard and going home. We are getting inspiration from the CS and MENA teams and ready to clock onto any opponents. We see incredible play from Sweet Chili Sensations once again.
Well earned. I'm digging it. A little bit parallel over here. Their counterparts, Unique, Clearinghouse, NGG. Yeah, one player did survive, Itachi, but he is on the water drink beneath them. Sweet Chili should have presence of mind that a team is over here, maybe 2 teams over here to their north. I kind of want to see this early. It's going to make more clarity for the top teams to kind of move forward and have a chance at that 1 and 2 spots.
Exactly, totally agree. I love the fact that there's no team in Volnovo. I hate a team being inside Volnovo, even past phase 2 when the circle is quite well inside that city. It's such a big city. Yeah, okay, roofs are prevalent, but you don't want to be there. It's a little bit like Los Leones, to be honest.
Absolutely. A little bit of a prison. Is that what you'd feel like, or is that why?
Yeah, it's very hard to disengage late game. You can only get a limited amount of information, and it becomes increasingly difficult as teams go around you. Talking about teams going around you, the real deal. And SWAT 69 engaging on the outskirts of Tobar as a knockdown comes through by Andy, but he gets clapped back
by Cosetta off that original angle. If you noted, the rest of Team 69, which is Coffin and Tron, pulled up right past by Tochka G. They said, forget you. We have to go to this immediate fight here. And luckily they came in time, preventing that thirst over there on Cosetta, able to return a knock and pinching the real deal over here to the eastern angle. Molly's coming out, trying to press Coffin at bay here. Got him sandwiched from one flame to the right, one flame to the left, but he doesn't care. He's not deterred. Sending more utility into the building. Raze is down here. the flames dissipate, and Coffin is going to shift on over to join the compound push with Tron here. Tron noting Albie in the entryway, almost getting knocked there. Does get the drop here onto Coffin. Poor my guy Tron here by himself, going up alone against Albie here.
Oh, don't get the knockdown on Albie. Nearly takes down Hackshaw. Great pre-firing coming down for Tron as he stays off the push. Now goes into FPP. Pre-fire is coming through, but Hackshaw gets the better of him. Now he has to go back upstairs. Reload is good. There is a first aid, a couple of first aids that he can look to put onto his belt and heal himself up quite nicely. What we have not got to forget about is Tochka G are potentially third partying to take away a couple of kills. It might even look to clean up this fight going down as the kills do get confirmed to get stolen away by Tochka G.
Well earned for them to keep all eyes on this fight here. We know this could be a chance to collect some of the kills here for free. We've replaced that original point from Coffin and Tron on top of the hill Tochka G has now overwatching this battle. But unreal drifting shot from Tron in that stairway. If he didn't get that knock, they would have been all up on him like a pack of hyenas, and they're still coming anyway. It looks like he has thrown the smokes out. They're tossing mollies in retaliation. They're like, cool smoke. Ours is a little bit hotter, though.
Cool story, bro. Needs more goats and stuff. Cool smokes, bro, but needs more guns and stuff. As Tron just tries to stave off, goes into FVP mode, trying to use the glitch to his advantage as the members of the real deal. They don't look too confident, even as a four-man team going in on this push. Close it out, my friend. Just clean it up. And down goes SWAT 69.
Beautiful push-up. You have to respect the strength of Tron here and send it all at once. And he even got 3 pink bars there. All right, 3 pink bars there. Ran out of ammo, had to switch to the shotty. But unreal defense there left at the end for Tron.
So we've seen this circle shift up. A lot of teams are still inside the circle. Actually, pretty much all teams are inside the circle, and pretty much most of them are around the center of it. The real deal, of course. You have Kings as a 3-man team taking down Nomad Gaming. You have Tochka G up on the high ground, disengaging away from Tovar, which I absolutely love to see. But now Kings and Tochka G are engaging from a distance, with a member of Tochka G being knocked down.
Yeah, and a little bit more south of the Kings opposition, we have the real deal here. Also looking at both those parties, both Kings and Tochka G, just looking at whom they may third party and devour.
And then Inside Games are also coming in to take down the members of Tochka G. So Tochka G, they will want to just kind of back off a little bit for now. Yeah, the high ground is great to hold on to, but when you have multiple teams in a 360-degree perspective, you got to be damn sure you know where everybody is, and that's where Tochka G didn't really gather that information before disengaging away from Tovar.
Absolutely. And over here west of Castle, across the bridge here, Tolika able to get a Molotov knock onto Faker. Old Man going down as well for Alpha Legends, and suddenly it's falling. Ramen will be the last player here as 2 begin to sweep around that east from 12-18. He's forced back towards his dossier. Gonna try to leave out and disengage here, but the oppositional sprays are just too heavy for him. And it's a wrap.
1-2-1-8. They haven't had a good first 2 games, right? They finished 12th in game 1. They finished 14th in game 2. This is going to be the redemption game in my eyes. They need to clean up the lobby, get the high kill feed, get the high standing result to really push them back up and give them a fighting chance coming into day 2.
Looks like Angry Kids, a little bit of a quieter start. As we said, frag heavy, blind aggression, typically their name, but maybe because of the structure of their map, they're going to have to slow it down. You're not going to see the most people at a close range. We only had about 2 or 3 close range battles here for the vast majority until the final zones is a bit of a mid-range. So I think actually by design, they had to slow it down, and you're going to see them last longer than they have the previous 2 maps.
Yeah, true. Very much the same with Frag as well. In fairness, they've been kind of fairly quiet in this game coming in from the southwest. They've really gotten into a nice couple of little buildings that are looking over above down the hill from the real deal, and then also to the east of the Kings. So as we get through this game, the compounds will start to shrink, right? So teams will have to make a decision of, do we push, do we compound breach, will Sweet Chili Sensations do to other teams what they did to rescue early on. It would be a nice port of call. But look at Sweet Chili Sensations right now. They've Navy and IU on basically the opposite sides of each other, and then the other two players, the Sweet Chili Sensations, are down on the south side of the circle, really spread out quite heavily.
Yeah, it's like as their confidence grows, so does their spread. And hey, and if you're able to hold it, which they are,
Yes.
by all means, play on.
I just worry. I just kind of worry that Navy's on his own.
Yeah,
He's got
he is.
nowhere really to go, and he might be a sitting duck inside this Vikendi map. But in saying that, he will be able to give information. He'll be able to say, "Hey, look, there's a team in this direction around Abby. There's a team in this direction by Tovar." That will really help set up Sweet Chili Sensations for the rotation on the next circle shift. Great play by Navy.
Absolutely. And moving back up to that original hold off, Tochka G holding down the roofs, able to hold on. No, sir. Looks like a frag.
Well, the
Immediately.
snowmobile was smoking. It just took basically like 3 or 4 shots.
Yeah,
And that's the end of him. I think Navy kind of knew that, to be honest. But yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he was pinched up above by himself. The rest of the team wasn't able to link up, as you noted and mentioned. And he was like, "Whatever, man. I'm just go out. I'm gonna try to make the best out of it." And move over here a bit off to that west. Still Kings holding off that west side. The zone still favoring those teams, and a bit of that triangle warfare. Looks like Frag has now joined the fray between that original Tochka, TRD, and Kings standoff here, and now they get to keep on fighting at the same distance.
Now, as the circle did center out quite nicely, the only team that's really outside the circle is actually Sweet Tree Sensations. Even though center, they kind of went up north a little bit right, but it won't be too much of a tough job for Sweet Tree Sensations to make their way into the circle, because right in front of them, there's pretty much nobody there. Although in saying that, the members of Pain are kind of looking to stick around together, still holding on to Abby. Black White is a bit forward, more towards the center of the circle. I like that being that little bit of a scout, and then Unique coming in from the southeast direction of the circle.
Yeah, clear pocket for Unique to move their way into that eastern third of the map. I like how 1218 has been moving in waves here, kind of coming off that eastern edge, checking out and seeing how far towards the center they can extend before crashing. Even now, Talika, as we speak, is cresting a hilltop to look what's above and beyond them to give word to the rest of the squad.
There is one compound that is free. It's still a bit risky, but it would be a great short-term location. That's one that's on the east of the circle, just by the side of the road, by the coastline in between Castle and that road there. It would be great for 1218. Like I said, short-term, but it would be great for giving information on the rest of the other teams.
Absolutely. It's about halfway from the top and bottom of the map. You can see any type of rotations within your vicinity. I would have to say I agree.
Of course, you would have thought, and the teams would be thinking that there will be another team there already, right? Because we are in phase 4. So I think that's why nobody's going there. And that is also intelligent play from every other team. It just happens to be unoccupied.
Yeah. And it looks like teams are starting to condense around that center position. Everybody kind of jockeying and taking a little quick peeks from the real deal inside gamers. Frag over here and Tochka G, just kind of taking quick peeks and angles. Got to be mapping out your next plan of offense, who you want to crash if it goes north, right, and center. In these moments where you have a bit of a thinking time, don't just sit there and be reactionary, be pre-actionary to what might happen.
Yeah, definitely, totally agree. You don't want to necessarily react all the time. You want to predict, you want to prepare, you want to make sure that you are one step ahead as the next circle shifts up north while still shrinking quite heavily. And you talk about compounds being left. There's only probably one compound that is to the northwest of the real deal right now that is available. Tovar is still in play, of course, so we could see teams kind of desperately going there, especially 1218, who are kind of just to the east of them, and Team Unique could be doing something similar. They're going for a harsh rotation. Angry Kids could be doing something similar. So yeah, Tovar could be a huge bone of contention for a couple of these teams.
Yeah, and I'm glad these teams in the center that have held the zones for like 3 times now are looking at each other and checking compounds. But really, your greatest opposition will be those other teams that are not yet, that are on the outside. Look more to your outside. That's where the crashes will be pretty heavy from. Why would Frag, unless they're just just blind with rage. Why would they leave the safety of their center compound to come crash TRD? Why would TRD leave the center safety of their compound to come over here and crash inside gamers? It's going to be the people coming from those external angles that will probably provide you the most opposition.
That is very true, as King are going to engage. Sweet Shooty Sensations and King are getting very close to each other outside the circle. Untouched is inside, but Fresh is going to be able to get the job done onto Jaja.
Yeah, Jody was staring off into the sun, that sun being King's, losing that trade just a bit, but it looks like Tochka onto Pain, all right? This is now, I think, the 4th meeting in this whole series with Tochka and Pain. Tochka's had the upper hand every single time.
Well, we saw Tochka G. They closed up Group B on top of the standings after 2 chicken dinners, 116 points in their back pocket. So, of course, coming into these finals, you got to say the pressure's on for them to live up to that Group B results, right? Get those chicken dinners and climb up the standings in the finals where it will matter, where the prize is on the line, the money is on the table.
And look at another team down here in the outskirts of Tovar checking. This is what I'm talking about, 12-18. We're not too worried about the teams ahead of us in the center. It's the external push coming from Team Unique, and we're able to drop the young phenom in the Milky Way there.
The Milky Bar kid is good enough, and only the best is good enough, as Pain and the members of Angry Kids are kind of split up right now. Fox goes down inside the blue zone. Bazzi and Yasha will be able to clean him out, no problem. The circle shifts up towards the northwest. NASR, the Real Deal, and Inside Games are the 3 teams inside the circle.
Yeah, and Kings have done an excellent job of keeping Sweet Chili at bay down to the south, and then now looks like Frag in the Real Deal. We've been thinking about this forever, and now the push begins. Hixia is shifting up after that original knock onto the Real Deal. Can they hold down this compound? Now it's more about that direct engagement here.
Yeah, because Daddy was knocked down. That meant the revive had to come out, and that's a perfect opportunity to Frag to move in, but Hixia's got to create that space. Give time for the rest of the team to join, otherwise he will get drowned out in a bale of bullets. And now in comes the cavalry. The Real Deal have got to be careful. Starve off the direction of the Real Deal. The Real Deal, Frag. This is the engagement we want to see.
As he's shifting back to the single story, trying to get more distance as they come in, and maybe an alternate angle over here off that backside, but they're going to need you.
Takes down Krill. So Daddy isn't afraid to look in the opposite direction. Come on, focus, Daddy, focus. Yeah, you find an opportunity, but you got to think about what is in front of you. Knocking on your door is Team Frag. They're saying, hey, we are here to take over. This is squatters' rights, and we want to own this property.
And it looks like Daddy saying, we will not be evicted. I am the head of this household. You will not come for free over here, Team Frag. And that is what they've done to them. Kept them suppressed down here on the first floor. Not even able to even peek the stairway because of the great opposition. Looks like a moment of opening there for Hamodi to shift over to the eastern edge of the building there.
Yeah, but look at the angry kids. The kids are going, no, Daddy, we want to join in. We want to be a part of this. Exile and Wild Alone managed to get in on the edge of this compound inside the building. But he's kind of stayed fairly quiet. And I wonder if he's going to have a strong impact on pushing angry kids away.
I think it's complete trust in the rest of his squad, right? But I think what he's trying to do is keep... We've been hearing Tochka G and all these CIS... Literally, it's a CIS hilltop on that right side, except for Inside Gamers. What's next for them? Whoever clears there, maybe to come crash this northeast part of the compound where Azzy is. So I think he's just trying to hold them off at bay from crossing the street here. But you have that immediate fight. Yeah, he's still here with Frag.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard for Tochka G to just kind of get across the road if they do end up having to go in that direction. Of course, the next phase is going to be showing its ugly head. Daddy gets knocked down by a grenade from Wild Alone. Now, they really are going to go, oh damn, there's somebody else here. And look at the Kings. The Kings are trying to become the kings of the castle. But who's going to be the dirty rascal?
All eyes on this compound as the flames do touch Albie here, or excuse me, Daddy here, able to knock him. He's going to get the revive there, barely off of that door side.
This is incredible. 4 teams, 1 compound, hot property still in play. This time it's now on the south edge of the circle, but it's still inside the circle. That is the most important aspect to play against. And this is what I worry about Team Frag, right? Because they were the first team to engage on this compound against the real deal.
Right.
But now, because they didn't close out the team fight, because they didn't push, they could easily get third and fourth partied by either Angry Kids or the Kings.
And this might be a time to just join up forces and say, I'm staying on the first floor, you stay up there. Everyone's going to start condensing on us. Let's clear that out first, and then we can start pushing each other.
No, but 1218, they're going to have other words to say. Albie takes down Freak. The real deal daddy. They're holding on to their little compound, the home that they've built up, that they've been able to decorate, that they've been able to feed their family with. And now they gotta try and feed this win with kills.
Oh, Onvern dropping Milky Way off that eastern edge. He pushed up. Speaking of feeding, what a fed kill. We should have pushed that one together a little bit tighter. Ahaj will be alone in the smoke. Onvern, what a clutch of moment. You see the blue zone, the shimmering blue upon us, and you're able to get that drop at that precise moment, noting Ahajlu, able to put shots on him. Ahajlu's going to be shifting up, literally rock climbing in the middle of the fight. She just cleaned them.
Oh, that little crouch shot. Incredible clutch play from Amber. That's what we want to see. Taking down the current leaders in the standings, saying, we're not going to make it easy for you guys. We're still in this fight.
What amazing confidence. Her teammates kept looking at this original fight, the compound warfare that we're also watching. They kept watching that. They said, Andred, you've got to deal with that. We're moving towards the future, and dealt with it. She did.
Indeed, Amber, and the incredible clutch play. Now, of course, the awkwardness of the rocks definitely came into play because it wasn't smooth ground, but in the end, Amber closed out. Is Daddy going to take down Sandra? Look at this.
They're doing it.
Incredible visionary play from Daddy to push players back left, right, and center. He did it earlier on against Payne. Now he's doing it exactly the same against Tochka G, and it does help with the fact that neither Frag, the Kings, or Angry Kids are engaging onto the real deal at this stage.
Absolutely, they're doing it. What I suspected might happen. Hey, you can't pick on my brother, only I can. So we're not going to fight the real deal. And Frag and Kings here, everyone who came here first, but we're going to clear off any invaders. Once 1218 and Tochka and even NASR up and around the perimeters are dealt with, then we'll fight for this last positioning in the compound. No, still a bit of a backstab.
With my family, Bazzi comes in, takes down Hixie. Now it's going to leave Hamodi left standing, but Thrills is coming in. Thrills is going to try and clean up the job. Hamodi gets a knockdown onto Azzy. This is going to be the dance against the death as Wild Alone just comes in and throws a grenade just to add insult to injury.
And look at Kings using that time to move up into the second floor. They actually passed by Hamodi behind the door here. Brilliant move. If someone's utilizing that first person peek glitch, they wouldn't have seen you behind the door there. And Hamodi able to come out and drop shot onto Kings at the perfect moment, but he does get finished over here from the outside of Untouched.
But now it's going to come down to Wild Alone because Kings tried to think too much about getting into his circle. Like you said, he got absolutely clapped. They got absolutely clapped by Hamodi. Great job coming out from him. And now as Untouched and Wild Alone, this is going to be the 1v1 in this compound on the edge of the blue zone. Closing out. Oh no! Untouched, why did you go for the wall jump at that point? Oh man.
Just not the time for that. And now we're down to our top three, 12-18 on the east. Northwest in the zone will be NASR and Wild Alone. This is what we talked about because the pace had to slow down until the middle stages. Oh, look at Wild Alone moving forward. One tap onto Zako, coming in weakened from the blue. He's out in the open, prone in the snow, and he's going to be returned that death there. Two members still standing in Tulika and Tikcooks there as we have to face the full barrage of NASR over here to their west.
Yeah, and honestly, look at Tulika and Tikcooks out in the open. This is just a sitting duck play. He does get a heal off, but Tulika gets knocked down. This is 3 against 1 at this stage. Zako isn't going to be able to be healed up. He's just hoping, but now it's just going to come down to this final moment, and down goes the fight, and in comes NASR to clean it up, and they get their first chicken dinner of these finals. Only 2 kills, but still a chicken dinner.
Well earned there, NASR. Waited up top as long as you could. You said there's no way we're getting into that house battle. Yeah. All right. If it pops against us and the house is in zone, we'll talk about that later. But we are not getting to that late. And the zone favorites, you held it off, well earned there. Definitely want to shout out, of course, 12-18 coming off that hillside CIS battle up there at the opportune moment, disengaging, letting Tochka G deal with Team Unique there, and vice versa, and coming down. And then Angry Kids, as we talked about, didn't have the most frags, but because of the slower original pace in Vikendi, didn't have a chance to have those original opening fights. And when they get to fight later, you see how good it was for them, getting themselves their first top 5 and a specific top 3 here.
Like, in my opinion, the biggest loser of that game was Team Frag. Like, when you're going, they knew they were there. When you are going to go in and basically breach a compound, do it aggressively. There's no way they should have let the real deal stay there for so long. There's no way they should have let the Kings and Angry Kids join in on that compound fight. They should have cleaned up the real deal, taken control. Then they would have been able to have dealt with the Kings and Angry Kids in a much calmer and controlled fashion. Whereas because they became suddenly passive, they kind of thought, oh wait, we're here, that's fine, it's still inside the circle, we don't have to move. No, take control of your own destiny. And in the end, they finished in 6th. Yeah, it was a better result than the real deal, but it should have been, and it could have been, a much better.
Well earned. So NASR there for the first time in 3 out of 4 matches now, dislodging Unique. Well earned there.
Yep.
Big props to Anvern as well. She chose to come off the field to play.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys. So we have one more game after this. We going to the jungle. Is that right, Sandhawk guys? All right,
welcome to the jungle.
You know what I'm saying? Day 1 rescue tournament, $1,200 finals will conclude after this. Stand by.
Compound all the way in Mount Kresnik, right? But it could just be another compound a little bit to the north or south or east or west of where they currently are staying in.
Yeah, especially as this zone gives you more freedom, more space to operate, less likely to get crashed in a random compound.
Exactly.
Like I said, it doesn't have to be something crazy or marked, but just get an early detection system before a team completely crashes into you on the center.
Exactly. What could be good for Kings to rotate is actually just shift right down on the east side of the river, but then come in from the bridge just on the north of Mount Kresnik, and then actually hold on to Mount Kresnik, because it wouldn't be too far away from Cosmos Drone. They'd be able to get the high ground, get a little bit of vision, and then maybe based on how phase 2 does rotate, then look to kind of pick a position little by little in towards the center of the circle.
Exactly. And it looks like Angry Kids, with the designs of that, to move also towards the center of the circle. They are spread and holding down a bit of a mass down here south, and they're just kind of trash looting. Don't want to call it trash. It's actually a lot better on Vikendi when you hit random compounds. But just kind of trash looting their way up from compound to unmarked compound, and will soon have information and map out cartographically. That's a big word for mapping. But
whoa, Jack. Okay, Jack. Like, okay, whoa, you just...
Oh, man.
Okay, what? That was fantastic, by the way. That was absolutely fantastic. My mind is blown. That's it. Like, I was already tired, but now I'm just like, that's it. My mind... Oh, I'm fried.
Man, I definitely... You know, they're just getting more info. They're mapping out the whole south as they move up. So basically from that southern tip to the north, they will, as you said, knowledge of power, they will know what's clear and what's around them.
Yeah. Man, I feel like I have to match that with some kind of big word myself. But
indigenous to the... They just throw a word out with no correlation. Oh, man.
Somebody's been reading a thesaurus.
No, I do it every night before bed. That's my good night story. Thesaurus in the dictionary. Yeah. Good old Merriam's. Yeah. All right, so over here, southwest, it looks like the real deal, kind of surrounded by Sweet Chili. Literally threw themselves in the middle of their rotation. You see Aya up ahead, more towards the south of Dino Park, and Navy on the eastern outskirt. Maybe we can catch them slipping. That'd be a crucial moment, all right? They've proven time and time again them and Unique, if you don't stop them early on and you let them into the final top 7 with a full squad, it's almost impossible to remove them. They literally have to remove each other.
Talking about Unique, they're just crashing the compound held onto NGG.
Wow.
Enfys gets knocked down. That's going to leave Milky Way and Frozen trying to hold on and stay the pushes. Ben pushes forward. Itachi is going to be following suit. Grenade being thrown out. This isn't looking too good. Smokes are being thrown out by the members of Unique. Milky Way looks to get up onto the high ground. Frozen's going to get the revive. I'm a little bit disappointed that Itachi and Ben didn't go with essentially a lot more aggressively there.
Yeah, keep the pressure up, keep the foot on the pedal while you are in motion, all right? And now Milky Way's healing and rotating. That is never a good sign here. But there is an alternate outside angle, and Beast over here on the far right side. He's going to be pushing towards the immediate fight, but Itachi goes down by a Hajlu, the clear across the way, last member in the castle there.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I don't think even NGG knew that, right? So even on the what I previously said about the push, it still would have made sense because they wouldn't have known that Hajru was there crossed by Castle. Now Pain is going to come in. Revive is going to be executed onto Itachi as he does back away.
Beast.
Nice by Beast on the flank onto Nemesis. Incredible knockdown that will push and stave off the push by Unique.
Immediate reaction to the alternate angle from Milky Way. Ben, you've got to know up on that roof is not safe. Itachi will be the last player on that immediate angle kind of below as Ben has to drop down off that rooftop, but got to be careful over here. You should have heard the shots at alternate angle here for Beast. They're soft 2 and 2, but Beast getting tagged up. Rescue in the distance?
Rescue in the distance, third party coming through. As Hajlu is going to also flank around and take down. That's going to be another knockdown on the Beast, leaving just Ben and Itachi for NGG. It just became too much, and you got to give credit to Hajlu. Hajlu was the pivotal player for Unique in that engagement.
Oh, what is this? Sweet Chili also pulling up in that immediate action. Whoever survives that Rescue Sweet Chili battle might have to fight the contender that survives Unique and NGG here. We've been seeing these two teams jockey it out 1 and 2. We might get an early iteration of that fight.
Sweet Chili sensations and just go, no way, we're pushing hard, we're going hard and going home. We are getting inspiration from the CS and MENA teams and ready to clock onto any opponents. We see incredible play for Sweet Chili Sensations once again.
Well earned. I'm digging it. A little bit parallel over here. Their counterparts Unique, Clearinghouse, NGG. Yeah, one player did survive, Itachi, but he is on the water drink beneath them. Sweet Chili should have presence of mind that a team is over here, maybe 2 teams over here to their north. I kind of want to see this early. It's going to make more clarity for the top teams to kind of move forward and have a chance at that 1 and 2 spots.
Exactly, totally agree. I love the fact that there's no team in Volnovo. I hate a team being inside Volnovo, even past phase 2 when the circle is quite well inside that city. It's such a big city. Yeah, okay, roofs are prevalent, but you don't want to be there. It's a little bit like Los Leones, to be honest.
Absolutely. A little bit of a prison. Is that what you'd feel like, or is that why?
Yeah, it's very hard to disengage late game. You can only get a limited amount of information, and it becomes increasingly difficult as teams go around you. Talking about teams going around you, the real deal. And SWAT 69 engaging on the outskirts of Tobar as a knockdown comes through by but he gets clapped back
by Cosetta off that original angle. If you noted, the rest of Team 69, which is Coffin and Tron, pulled up right past by Tochka G. They said, forget you. We have to go to this immediate fight here. And luckily they came in time, preventing that thirst over there on Cosetta, able to return a knock and pinching the real deal over here to the eastern angle. Molly's coming out, trying to press Coffin at bay here. Got him sandwiched from one flame to the right, one flame to the left, but he doesn't care. He's not deterred. Sending more utility into the building. Raze is down here. The flames dissipate, and Coffin is going to shift on over to join the compound push with Tron here. Tron noting Albie in the entryway, almost getting knocked there. Does get the drop here onto Coffin. Poor my guy Tron here by himself going up alone against Albie here.
Oh, don't get the knockdown on Albie. Nearly takes out Hackshaw. Great pre-firing coming down for Tron as he stays off the push. Now goes into FPP. Pre-fire is coming through, but Hackshaw gets it better. Now he has to go back upstairs. Reload is good. There is a first aid, a couple of first aids that he can look to put onto his belt and heal himself up quite nicely. What we have not got to forget about is Tochka GR potentially third partying to take away a couple of kills. It might even look to clean up this fight going down as the kills do get confirmed to get stolen away by Tochka G.
Well earned for them to keep all eyes on this fight here. We know this could be a chance to collect some of the kills here for free. We've replaced that original point from Coffin and Tron on top of the hill Tochka G has now overwatching this battle. But unreal drifting shot from Tron in that stairway. If he didn't get that knock, they would have been all up on him like a pack of hyenas, and they're still coming anyway. It looks like he has thrown the smokes out. They're tossing mollies in retaliation. They're like, cool smoke. Ours is a little bit hotter, though.
Cool story, bro. Needs more goats and stuff. Cool smokes, bro, but needs more guns and stuff. Is Tron just tries to stave off, goes into FVP mode, trying to use the glitch to his advantage as the members of the real deal. They don't look too confident, even as a four-man team going in on this, but close it out, my friend. Just clean it up. And down goes SWAT 69.
Beautiful push-up. You have to respect the strength of Tron here and send it all at once. And he even got 3 pink bars there. All right, 3 pink bars there. Ran out of ammo, had to switch to the shotty. But unreal defense there left at the end for Tron.
Sweet.
Yeah. We are back. All that. Yeah. Man, that last match had me higgity hype, guys. Unreal. Thanks for the show. And thank you guys for viewing, all right? I see you guys over here in Twitch world popping off. We were at like 250 viewers or so.
What?
And, in YouTube. In YouTube.
Dude, yeah. I feel bad because my casting is so bad tonight, man, because I'm tired. Like,
to you.
Dude, man, you're carrying my bot ass, man.
That's a falsely hit, guys. But make sure you see it underneath his webcam there at EVT_Imperium. Hit the exclamation point Imperium command in my Twitch chat. Go and follow this man. He's doing crazy. When I say crazy things. Casting obviously just coming out of PMCL EU regional finals, and more of course to come for him. You gotta go see what's going down in his social media. All right.
Thanks, bro. Thank you. Appreciate it. But coming into this last game of the day, it is of course in Sandhawk. Welcome to the jungle. We've got fun and games. We got everything you want. And we know your name.
The way he just recited that lyric as if you're too much, man. You're too much. All right.
Has to be done, bro.
I feel it. A ascending plane path originating at Lakawi eastern shores there and terminating just over there northwest of Camp Alpha. Pretty centralized plane path, and you can float anywhere you need to be.
Exactly. It's a 4x4 map, smallest map. You can pretty much get to anywhere you want to go. It's all a matter of how many teams are going to be clustered around each other. Of course, Pain and 1-2-1-8 looking to fight up in Paradise Resort. This might be a bit of an early fight. We might try to hold on to RESQ and Painan. You also have Unique heading towards Camp Alpha. But yeah, definitely the fight between Pain and 1-2-1 is one that we will need to be looking at.
Yeah, 2 top-tier CIS teams actually originating from the same house. It's no real wonder why they might have similar strats, but a little bit of bravado, none wanting to cede to the other, even in a high-stakes tournament.
Exactly. You know, that's the thing. Like, I talked about this when I was casting the regional finals. Like, you know, teams really do try to hold on to their drop spots. They, you know, it's a matter of it's kind of a sign of weakness when they let a drop spot go to another team. You know, it's kind of like, well, you know, we're giving it over to you, and then the other team's kind of like, yeah, well, you're our bitch from that point of view. That's what it is. It's an ego thing, and that's all great, and I totally appreciate that, and I get that. But when you've got to think about the late game, when you've got to think about the overall arching aspect of the game, which is don't go down early, survive for the late game, rotate in a calculated way, it's okay to give up a drop spot. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. And sometimes I also it's just a complete weighing your options. You got to know who you are, who's the team that's coming with you, what are the stakes of the tournament. Because sometimes, the inverse, you could be like, hey, I'm the one pressuring them to leave, and think about the alternate. All right, well, everywhere is claimed. It's going to be claimed, but should I go and land in this other spot, which I'm unfamiliar with, and face another team, or should I take my chances here where I'm familiar and will be facing a team originally?
True. But to be a devil's advocate for that, every single team should have at least 2 drop spots
For sure.
in every single map. At least 2. Maybe not so much for Sanhok, but then again, in this situation, having a second one helps.
It would have, yeah.
But in every other map, you 910% have to have at least 2 drop spots.
You heard it. The exact measurement, 910%.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's scientifically proven.
That is 5 out of 5 doctors will tell you that. And it looks like Payne is skating out to the northwest. Good execution because the zone will be over on that western island. You're noting these Skittles over here migrating on the map. I don't know why I say that, but just Skittle colors migrating up as NASR facing the 2-time game champs and our third game champs over here at NASR. This will be interesting. I think Unique taking a little bit of comeuppance against that dub you guys took out of their hands. We wanted the 3-peat, not lay down.
It can still happen. It can still happen for Unique if they can close it this 4th game of the day, as NASR are just going to be tasting the rainbow right now as Hazem is crawling away. Halusha did get knocked down, so that could help as Marco and Ninja are there, but Ninja is being fired up by Memphis. Memphis gets a knockdown. NASR are very spread, and I worry about that with them.
And it looks like Frozen from across the street has located the last member in Marco, but Marco gets the drop on Memphis and the Thirst. Whoever survives this from the only victory holders is coming in heavily weakened.
Oh, wow. Marco saying Polo to Unique and getting the better of Memphis. Good stuff, and he will probably try to confirm the kill onto Halusia all the while Frozen is coming in. And Frozen gets the clap onto Marco and says, "Sweet revenge, my dear child." But I think it's going to be too little, too late. He won't be able to touch the soul of Halusia. And now it's just Frozen left standing. Frozen gets clapped onto. Oh, no.
What? This is the definition of dominoes falling piece by piece, and each knock began the chain movement onto the next. Memphis getting dropped up there also caused Frozen to shift over this way and got knocked as well. So this is an absolute crazy casualty bed down here. Hazem will be looking to get rocks in here in the distance as a Navy third parties and Steve. What? Yeah. What the heck?
It was actually Sweet Chili that knocked down Frozen. See, that's the thing. It wasn't even NASR, so that's the third party coming through. Sweet Chili Sensation, after a bit of a poor third game, saying, hey, look, we want to bounce back. We want to get the chicken dinner. We are a consistent team. We are here to take over.
And Sweet Chili doing Sweet Chili things. 3 and a soft 1 split. Getting the elevation will be Jaja. And it's like Milky Way is dipping out in the distance. We're talking about a 2-time winning teams and a 1-time winning team in NASR. We're going to jockey for dominance. And Sweet Chili said, hold on. What do you think happens when the 2 first place teams are out of the way? Who do you think is next, Jag? We going to take it. That's what we're here to do. Exactly. So Sweet Chili, set your own plate for your winner chicken dinner here.
I really want to make some Sweet Chili Sensation jokes because I don't know if you noticed, I think I told you this, but Sweet Chili Sensations is actually a brand of what you call potato chips, which is basically crisps in the UK and Ireland, by a company called Walker's. They're very popular, and that's where they get the name from. It's literally, and if you look at their logo, it's a bag of Sweet Chili Sensations.
You guys are
so freaking cool. It's such a unique name, but I tell you what isn't unique. Sweet Chili Sensations getting kills.
And speaking of those crisps, Payne over here getting some drops onto King's Black White. The only alternate angle over here up above does his job by getting that knock on 2 fourths of the members here from Kings. Just 2 remain now inside of the bungalow as a 3-man sweep around here from Yasha, Krill, and Bazi does begin here. All sending utility into the open ways here, pressing Thrills and Untouched into separate corners of this building. I believe this one is just about on its last leg.
It really is indeed not looking too good. All the while, the revive did come out. So Yasha, Bazi, and Krill are there. Thrills is on his own. Untouched is definitely hurt. Who knows? Will they end up being butthurt if they do get taken out? You got to think about Black White, right? Coming across the road. Now he's going to dance his way through. So Payne have got the 3-1 split right now. Although Bazzi is kind of backing off, flanking around the side of the wall.
Yasha tossing in utility, dropping Thrills to low amount of health. Inside gamers are on this piece now as well. Oh, a little bit back in the distance. They put some shots in the distance. I thought they were here. I was like, holy smokes. I was like, what happened? I'm just kind of confused why we didn't push in for Payne onto Thrills there. I think it might be a different kind of complexion to our gameplay, noting we didn't have the best matches. Maybe a little bit of confidence has been removed from us, but that should have been an easy push in with 3 members onto Thrills alone there.
Well, I think they're just kind of playing it a little bit easy, playing it safe right now, but the longer you leave to engage, the longer you leave to get scored, the higher chance that you're going to get third party. As I'm looking for a shot from the Bazzi, going to close the door, now it's going to be blown up and through the edge. What? By Untouched, that's going to be 1, but it's just not going to be enough, and he gets taken out. Down goes the king.
Well, in there for even that last stance. Payne did what they should have done and did win that fight. But if you look at it, 2 players got 2 knocks. That is not exactly a glorious victory. You just skated by with more numbers, which is okay. The name of the game as well.
So on a side note, earlier on we did lose NASR at the hands of Sweet Chili Sensation. Sweet Chili Sensation lost Navy at the hands of Frag. Nomad Gaming have gone for boat rotation of all places as well. So that's an incredible rotation coming out from the CS team, which honestly, we know them for really great rotations, and that is a beautiful rotation. So really nice for them. Milky Way from Unique holds on to camp. Alpha inside gains are up on the high ground. They're looking pretty good, but the real deal, they're getting very, very close to Team Frag out in the open up on top of the hill.
And it looks like we'll be having dual rotations up north from the south teammate Team 13. RESQ and Tochka G1 will be already hitting that bridge. And Tochka G should be aware that obviously that's a place for teams to rotate up and maybe look for that right side block of them.
It's not going to be easy for Tochka G. They might just even look to somewhat bridge camp from the side, right by that coastal line. But they still got to think about the fact that they could easily get hit from that North Island. Sandra is going for the swim across the water, which I honestly don't mind because it seems like she's kind of flanking around more towards the west side, right? So it's a bit of a safer play for now.
Yeah, and if they come across, they might have to deal with these teams that are kind of locked in a bit of a distance fight with Alpha. But on the immediate will be Frag and the real deal here. Yes. 4-man from the real deal. 4 men over here from Team Frag, Iraqi champions. And the real deal are EU regional finalists here.
You look at Albi looking to flank around from the side. Now, you got to think for the real deal, they're still a relatively... When I say they're a new team, Buju got replaced by Albi. So Albi is still trying to find the right synergy with the real deal. So you got to think the real deal are far from playing at their best. And that's kind of why we haven't seen them get the strong results, the absolute strong engagements. Yes, Daddy, who's an integral member of the real deal, has really helped to kind of stave off any team pushing around. But definitely the real deal yet to be seen at their best.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like Frag was trying to disengage there. Speaking of disengaging from original plans, back south of the bridge, RESQ, I don't know what changed their mind from going across the bridge. They decided to come back here to where Tochka G was already held up, suffered a lot of knocks, but they did get a recovery here. Sandra has been confirmed, and Azakmi will be swimming her way forward. I think they noted some shots as they come across the bridge and thought they were being bridge blocked and said, you know what, we are going to have to come down here and swim. And it actually saved their life. They were able to come here and backstab Tochka G.
And to be perfectly honest, that's really just Tochka G not rotating quickly enough, realistically. Like, and they just weren't on point as we've seen them in the past. But I tell you who is on point right now. This is 1-2-1-8 on the northwest side of the circle, going up against Nomad Gaming, who took the boat rotation inside to the northwest island. Nicola gets confirmed, leaving Aldic and Setsora left standing against a 4-man 1-2-1-8.
And they're pushing up towards one angle. Well done for Bandita to shoot down that doorway, looking for that extra angle, possibly on Aldic. He is coming off that backside. Open the door, made sure he wasn't sprayed, shifting off, and we're going to be cooking one here for Bandita. Can add this one early, but it looks like it's not going to be able to touch any members. Oh, smoke actually going to begin to cloud their vision, and we're disengaging actually. Team Nomad is actually going to disengage.
Yeah, no, I like that, right? Because they got one member taken down. They are disengaging one by one, which I really like because they're helping to protect each other. Now Satsora is giving cover fire to Aldic as Aldic stays behind the wall just to try and get the information. And 1-2-1-8, they're kind of on a 2-2 split, so they're not able to engage fully onto members in Nomad Gaming. So this is really good. Although Sweet Chili Sensation have gone into Camp Alpha, which... that's a bit of a weird rotation. You don't really want to be inside Camp Alpha at this stage of the game in my eyes, but as we're going to see, Alpha are going to get engaged on by Sweet Chili Sensation. They get clouded. They get pushed upon. This is Sweet Chili Sensations looking hot.
And look at Milky Way just chilling, saying, yeah, you guys do what you need to do. I'm chilling here. Sweet Chili eradicating their opposition in Alpha Legends here. What is Milky Way going to do? Hasn't moved. Looking like he's setting up a booby trap here in his building. Just pivoting, which will not cause any echolocation there.
Sweet Chili Sensation, they're in 8 kills already. 8 kills already in this game. And we've yet to hit phase 4, really. Like, that's really good.
Jody's a monstrosity. Already up to 6 kills. I believe in the Myanmar map where they got second place, he had 7 out of their 8 kills. Just destructive force.
Oh, yeah. Really a destructive force. Like, this is a really new, improved, what was a former Hate Gaming EU team. But now, as we see, Pain are coming in on the side of Rock. You do have inside games up above. This is really awkward by both teams, but you got to say the advantage is going over to inside games as Backfire is going to find Black and White. This is a nice play with the VSS of all guns. That's a bit disrespectful, my friend.
Yeah, it looks like Nomad. We were disengaging from 12-18. Brilliant, but what we didn't know is Sweet Chili was in our path. Getting the knock up here onto Lunatic. Satsura, low amount of health, is able to heal back up. But you've got Sweet Chili looking at you, and Yasha as well. Sweet Chili, they're down in the basin. You would think disadvantage belongs to them, but they're 360 beams of sprays, and now we're looking for our third CIS team in 12-18. We've already got a knock on Nomad, already got a knock on Pain, and now we're trying to get knocks on 12-18 as well. Unreal here, Sweet Chili.
Yeah, really good stuff from Sweet Chili, but I tell you what's also looking good. The fight between the Frag and NGG with the real deal, looking at both teams from above, attempting to third party and cause some upsets. Ben was knocked down by Daddy just a couple of seconds ago. The revives are coming out from both teams. They're wounded. They're trying to heal up and then look to possibly reposition. As Freak once again knocks down Ben with the incredible Kobe.
Freak the Fragger as Pain has got ice in his veins, still going for the revive on Ben here. Well earned there. You guys gotta push this one up, or at least wrap around a bit. You know there's an alternate angle here from Itachi at the rock side. Be cognizant of that. And if you are Frag here, all right, I'm not sure quite about NGG. You did know that TRD disengaged and beat you to the zone. How do you win this battle and then react to that possible third party?
Well, if they know that the real deal were on top of the hill, they would actually look to basically go in the angle where Hixie is, so that you're avoiding being spotted by the real deal. But you got to do it as a full team. That's kind of something that they're doing. But they're actually rotating down the hill. Yeah, they're rotating down the hill to possibly even look to wrap around on the west side. But they could also be going for on the east side and following NGG.
Yeah, and I think as to what you were saying, that'd be the best plan of action. You won't get angled over there from the real deal over on NGG. You guys are the only ones who are possible from getting third party. And I'll let you take a look at this one developing as I go back to the west side. Nomad just had a tough time. Brilliant move to disengage from 12-18, but we couldn't make it to our east. Sweet Chili was there. We can't even move south. Rescues here. And there's just Satsuda over here pinned at the mossy rock in the open.
It's not going to be looking good for Nomad Gaming right now. I am still following this movement between the Frag and NGG. Both teams not having a good time, but SWAT 69 are also going to be taken out as 1-2-1 a clean up sweet chili sensation.
It was looking bad. They had the knocks on them, but 12-18 able to bounce back and overcome the odds. Still a full 4-man squad here, and we've had multiple top team altercations. 12-18, it could be your time.
But inside games up atop the rock, looking to be the kings of the mountain, looking to be the Lion King Simba, going hallelujah, as inside games trying to close out this Sandhawk game.
And it's looking like they will have that high elevation here. Milky Way has actually left, the great magician left the confines there of the city and is now holding down a bungalow. Really good maneuverability for him to actually be surviving. We know there's still 10 teams left, but he's faced a lot of teams literally fighting around him and knocking at his door.
Knocking on heaven's door, Jack.
Knock. All right, so it looks like a rescue will be coming in from the southwest. Should be noting Inside Gamers up above us. I think it's just a bit of a Hail Mary from Marilyn, hoping. And it looks like, oh, Milky Way coming out at the last second and dropping Marilyn. What a bait here. At least Rescue will know that he's here and he can't thirst and open that door. Oh, they're going to shoot down that door anyway. He's shifting on over here. But whoever survives this, Inside Gamers is above us. Remember, they're firing down shots onto Angry Kids to the north. But maybe 12-18 can take that fire.
Plus, there is a real deal up on the high ground, clapping inside games in the back. Albie does indeed confirm onto Kokor as 1-2-1 are taking out RESQ, leaving just Coyote left standing as the fight towards the blue zone is not helping RESQ.
What an exposure here. You got Inside Gamers in 12-18 to the north. Down here on the southern plateau, the real deal was focused on you. And then even if you make it across street to the bungalow, Milky Way is waiting there with the barrel trained at the door.
Man, this is an incredible circle shift shifting up north, favoring Angry Kids. That's really going to hurt the teams down south, although saying that the real deal, they're just trying to frag their way through. They're only got 2 kills, but what's really important for them is that they are a full squad, which is going to give them more vision, more awareness, and a higher chance of not getting third party than taking teams out around it, because Frag are on the side of the mountain overlooking the real deal. However, the Frag are also a full squad and have the low ground position, a higher chance of disengaging away from the real deal and picking them off up on the high ground.
You know what is the scariest thing I would imagine is shifting towards the base of a plateau and hearing all sorts of barrage of bullets above you, hoping that they don't peek off of the edge at the opportune time that you're running forward.
Oh my god, the real deal with the blue zone closing in have got to just try and frag their way through. Team Frag, the freak, is the last player standing. He's going to face up against the blue zone. It's closing in. His inside games are just waiting, fighting their time, but down goes the Frag.
Oh my goodness, as if they were Siamese twins, Daddy and Albie just peeking, left side peeking at the same time and eradicating Frag from that southern tip. Next on the plate will be NGG. Albie standing back up, has noted pain and achieves the knock there. Did take a bit of a stepping there, but did drop him in the open. Well earned.
Okay, now Starkey and Dale are gonna have to actually jump down the rock. They take down the third member of the real deal, leaving Daddy and Abby. And he's gonna jump down with the grenade, the drop shot, but it's just too much. Starkey, what an incredible attempt! Oh my god!
I didn't see it. Okay.
Oh man! Oh, you missed it, man.
The real deal over here. Well done coming off that south side. Dial will be coming off that plateau. Sheesh. Top 4 teams here. NGG shifted out. The 2 that survived the barrage of the real deal back here. Itachi, you got to be careful back here. You knew that Pain got dropped from Albie. Albie's going to be sussing him out here behind the rock. He's clearing forward. What? You cannot be here. Itachi. I know you wanted angles on 12-18 in the front, but Albie literally just did this to Pain. I'm looking at his box.
Okay, now Ben finds Tulika, but Ben isn't going to have time to heal up if Zako has anything to say about it. But look at the real deal. Real deal could actually be distracting. 1-2-1-8 gives a chance for Ben to heal up, and now the third party comes through. Daddy gets knocked down. Albie knocks down Zako, but Ben is going to come in. Ben still trying to hold on, not preaching out too quickly. The blue zone's closing in. Heels coming up. Daddy is going to lose his life. He's on his knees, my friend. The heel's going to be put up onto Zako, and down goes NGG, who was just too much for Ben. He put up a damn good fight now as Albie dances around.
Oh
Albie's gonna
my
take that
God!
A 1-2-1-8, but in comes Bandita to clean them up.
Well-earned Bandita coming out at the clutch moment. Albie was just working his TDM skills there, and one player left, and we have not died. We have not lost a player in 12-18. We've been knocked, but we get back up again, and up above us will be Diel. I hope that you've been in the gym practicing your hoops, because you need a nade finish here. You need an absolute nade finish here.
I believe I can fly.
Hey.
I believe I can touch the sky. Think about it every night and day.
Whoa, I spread my wings and look at Diel. Oh, ended with the beams. 12-18 did not get gifted that victory. They had to fight for every inch. I can note 3 different fights where 2 or 3 players were knocked, and that is a wild finish, and they completely earned that one there.
They really did, and really did. And this is where it comes down to inside games, guys. Communicate a bit more late game. If Dale had a followed Stark going down that rock, they would have wiped out the real deal. Fact. Absolute fact. Because they had surprise attacked. It was only because Stark had taken down Daddy to pretty much like 10 health with that grenade. But because Albie was there, got the return knock on the Stark. But if Dale had have followed Stark down that rock, that would have been the end of the real deal. And if it hadn't been the end of the real deal, even though, don't get me wrong, even though Inside Games finished second, I just feel it was a bit of a meh second. It was just kind of like, well, okay, yeah, you played the intelligent route, but
you could have beaten people up and possibly taken first. Because if you remember there at the end, Albie did that sweep, so to your testament, if that was Inside Gamers doing that sweep around with more players, he almost cleared all of 12-18 there. That would have been Inside Gamers' chance at it. So
I'm not saying it would have been the case, but I don't know. I just feel like you got to take those chances and try and push your way through the late game. But still, great game by Inside Games.
Absolutely. So our 4 winners of the games here today being Unique ×2, NASR Esports, and 12-18. How do you feel that some of these teams have to do tomorrow to perform to get themselves into that prize pool top 3?
Definitely a little bit surprised by some teams' performances. Honestly, Tochka G has been the most disappointing for me today, to be honest. Really not looking dangerous, very flat feeling. The rotations have been a little bit sluggish and slow, and the way they've engaged just hasn't really it's not the same Tochka G as we saw in the semifinals. That's all I'll say.
Right. Definitely agree with that. And I would say the same for King's team. Have had a few flashes of success, but kind of got caught in their rotations and a bit of tunnel vision on their fights. I'm like, where's the think for the future? We saw some amazing, they actually looked like sweet chili in their qualifying brackets. Really great wherewithal, soft 2-2 splits, taking their fights, cleaning them down to 3 players, disengaging if they had to, even if they had the upper hand. But I'm not seeing so much of that here today. So hopefully we can get back to true form tomorrow.
Yeah, and it kind of hasn't helped that and this isn't like memeing on them. This is just genuine thing. It hasn't helped that they've lost a player early on in 3 games. It just hasn't helped that, because that becomes a trend in your head. And when it becomes a trend in your head, it does weigh down on your mentality. And it weighs down on your mentality. It affects how you perform throughout that game. So that's something that Kings will need to address coming into tomorrow games.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the same could be said for Team Pain. 2 games they finished last place, and then even in the 3rd game, I think they were taken out in 10th place.
Yeah.
So I definitely like to see them kind of overcome that mental block and fight their way back up. They're gonna definitely need consistent top 3s to get themselves up there. So
yeah, definitely agree.
All right, guys. I appreciate you guys watching over. I think about 50 of y'all on Twitch, 200 of y'all over there on YouTube. Y'all feeling it. This is just day 1 finals. I need 7,000 people watching in day 2 finals. Make sure you go follow the man, the myth, the voice of reason at EVT_Imperium. He's got so much going on, and it's a blessing to have him here with us with this expert analysis, guys. We'll be back here, same channel, same time tomorrow for the Day 2 finals of the RESQ $1,200 tournament. Stay tuned.